Fuck you, Dante.
So, Phil,
what's up?
If I told you that Christian Bale was opening a foster home in California for foster children, what would be your first thought on that?
I don't know. I don't know much about his history with public service, but
He was Batman.
no, I know that, but I'm way too much of a fan to not know that. But I'd say that's pretty cool. That's a nice thing to hear about a celebrity, kind of like all the stuff you hear about Keanu Reeves.
Exactly.
Now, my first question, would that be put out by the Associated Press or would it be put out by his publicist?
Oh no, it's on the internet.
Okay. So you don't know what the source was.
I mean, it's probably not even true. It was on the internet. They say tons of shit on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean,
I can make a website tonight, say I'm a news source, and write all types of bullshit on there. And motherfuckers will run with that. That's how the internet works, my friend. So
it depends on how much clout you have, I guess.
I kind of not. Like, motherfuckers just love seeing dumb shit. Motherfuckers just love jumping into, oh my God, did you know that Bill Gates has 2 penises and 3 titties? And people will believe it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
social media, hey man, this is social media, modern times we live in.
You are the dumbest fucks. So that's how we're gonna kick off this What If Season 2 episode. What
were your thoughts on that?
I was like, that's pretty cool. Having been a kid that
because you came from that life,
lived in a group. Like, don't say it like that.
I mean,
you came from that life.
You would have probably more viewpoint on it than I would.
I mean, I thought it was fine. I was like, that's pretty cool. I what's the word? Commended. Is that a word?
Commendable. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
commendable. Actually,
dude, stop sentencing me. You're like putting words in sentences. Like, okay, dummy. Here's how that's used in a sentence. Like, just call me dumb, dude. I'm fucking right here,
dude. You're not dumb though.
I'm a little dumb. I'll be doing dumb shit. Like right now.
No. There's a difference between being dumb and doing dumb shit. I don't consider myself dumb. I've done plenty of dumb shit.
Like right now, I got a heater on down here in the basement with all these lights on us, and I'm wearing a fucking sweatshirt. I'm fucking boiling right now like an asshole, but I refuse to get up to turn off the heat. And not only like, Phil, can you go turn that heater off? But at the same time,
I would have done that. Well, I don't know where your heater is.
It's like right there. You probably kicked it when you walked in. Like
you want me to go turn it off?
That wooden block that's there on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
The button to the far left.
Okay.
The far left. Get it, like far left, far right. Dude, I'm so funny. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty. It probably says power. I don't know. It's the one to the far left. It's the button all the way to. Yeah, it'll shut off. But I thought when I read the article, or not read the article, but when I saw the post, I was like, that's pretty cool of him. Like, he's really turned into Batman.
Oh yeah,
like
trying to help people.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, Bruce Wayne at least.
So that's pretty cool. If he gets a bat suit and a Batmobile, I'm in. Just do it. Just start hitting people with the fucking tumbler. Don't be like just hitting everybody wearing fucking clown makeup though. Not everybody's a goddamn Joker. Chill, dude.
Where was the foster home? Was it in
California?
Oh, California. Okay.
So I bring that up because I had to go to the comments, and the comments were
were they fucking lit?
Oh my God. Like, everybody's like,
damn, dude. Like, for that's a I mean, that doesn't seem like an incendiary article.
Cats were like, oh, pedo much?
Are you fucking serious? That's what they said?
Yeah.
Well, what do you expect? Are you expecting a child to sponsor a foster home?
Yeah, well, it kind of goes to the ideal that, like, people can't do nice things anymore without being, like, questioned.
I guess not.
Really doing it. Like I said, when I put up my post, people were like, oh, you just virtual signaling? Like, no, I was suicidal. And I don't want people to feel how I felt. So I want to.
People called him a pedo for putting up a foster home? Wow, man.
Yeah, so
it's a dark place.
Yeah. There are a lot of people, but there are a lot of people though that were like, dude, that's really cool. They're really excited about it. Then there are people like, anywhere but California. It's like, dude,
well,
maybe they have a foster kid problem in California. I don't know.
It could be, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're not called orphanages anymore. I think they're called group homes. But I really like the term orphanage.
Yeah, orphanage. I guess I haven't heard in like modern stuff very much. It's like an older fashioned term.
They went out in the 50s.
In the 50s, that far back? Okay.
We looked it up.
Oh,
Sarah
really?
and I got into a back and forth about it, and then my friend Manuel was like, "No, it's called a group home, dude." I was there. I was like, "All right."
Okay, fair enough.
Like, so was I, but I didn't know it was called a group home. I just ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and did chores. I don't
Yep.
fucking know what
Yep.
to tell you. I just thought it was an orphanage. But then it turns out, wait, nobody there was an orphan. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there you have it, folks. The history on why it's no longer an orphanage. Because there aren't any orphans in the world anymore. They're all just groupies. So, all right. So for this episode, we're gonna be doing another off the mat nerdcast. I think this might be 14 or 15. Somewhere
I don't
in
know.
that
I've lost
pocket.
track.
Yeah, I just looked at the numbers the other day and I still didn't care. It's not that I don't care about this. I just don't care about numbers. I wasn't good at math. So, but last time we talked about the Marvels,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and that was the last movie that's come out for the
Yeah.
MCU.
Mm-hmm.
But since then we've had Loki season 2, What If season 2,
Mm-hmm.
Echo. I feel like something else. We never talked about Secret Invasion, which is fine.
Yeah, we didn't. I thought we touched on it somewhere, but we didn't.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I almost feel like sometimes with a lot of these things, like not every show needs, kind of a breakdown or a discussion.
Yeah, Secret Invasion was too disappointing to talk about.
I don't even know I was disappointed. I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Like I watched it, I was like,
Uh,
I don't feel any ramifications from this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there are going to be, but I just felt like as we're watching this,
The thing at the end where they were saying all Skrulls are where the politician was trying to go against all aliens in general, I said that could have ramifications down the line.
yes, it could, considering just what the Marvel universe
Yeah.
is. But it just felt like I don't care. It just didn't seem like anything that. It felt like it should have been a vehicle for Nick Fury, and
To
Big Ben.
have his own thing, and instead you have like a geriatric Sam Jackson fumbling his way through things.
Yeah, you got fucking what's her name killed, Maria Hill killed.
Yeah,
It's like, come on, dude.
I see. That's first episode.
Yeah, like
I was like,
let her get
damn.
to 3.
Yeah, let her get halfway through and then kill her.
Yeah, what
You had that as the kickoff to the show. I mean, she must have really wanted to leave the MCU.
Yeah.
She's like, get me out of this contract.
It's like, I think I'm done.
Yeah,
She's like, we're
it's
gonna
like-
do another fucking season of How I Met Your Fucking Mother. Fuck out of here. Is that what she was on?
yeah, that's where she got her visibility from as far as being a star.
I
on
just watched
television.
something the other night that she was in. I can't remember though.
Yeah, what else has she done? Because I don't know her from anything other than How I Met Your Mother.
I was watching something a couple nights ago, and she was in it. I can't remember it now, and I don't think I want to go Google it, but it was a comedy,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, it's fucking Maria Hill."
Yeah.
And Sarah always tells me her name because she's like, "No, it's whatever her name is," and I'm like, "Okay, Maria Hill."
Yeah.
Like don't correct me. I know her name.
Yeah, I didn't really watch How I Met Your Mother at all.
Nor it was on CBS, so no,
I
I did not watch
It
it.
was a super popular show, but
A lot of those CBS shows are super
Yeah.
popular, like Big Bang Theory.
yeah.
Fuck that show too.
I mean, I used to watch that once in a while, but
You would.
yeah. I mean, yes, I am the target audience for it.
So people would always tell me that I too would be the target audience for that,
I don't know about that.
and I was like, I disagree.
Yeah.
Well, it's like because people that I worked with, I was the comic collector.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
They just assume, oh, you should watch that show. You would really love it. And I was like, I actually have seen clips of that show, and I would not love it.
No, because I know other comic book fans who are not fans of that show.
Yeah, it's. I think for me, I'm not a fan of it just because the way that people are like, oh, dude, you would really love it. And it's like,
The overhype of it, yeah.
well, that's
I do feel that show got overhyped. It should not have been as popular as it was, and I think the show would have been benefited if it had not gotten as popular, because I think it got watered down over time.
Yeah.
I think the beginning of the show they really had something, and they kind of lost it.
I
as it
think
went
that
on.
happens with a lot of things, though. Oh, she was in Smallville at some point, so there's that. I just don't,
Oh, she was in Smallville? What the hell was she in Smallville?
probably a sex cult. Oh no, that was the blonde.
No, that was. I'd forget that.
Oh, she was in Slam and Salmon. That's what it was.
Slam and Salmon.
Broken Lizard, like
Oh!
Super Troopers, those guys.
Oh, really?
I was like, what the fuck was I watching?
Okay.
I was high. So
Slam and
that's
Salmon.
why I didn't remember.
So, Slam and Salmon. Was that a movie? Because I saw Super Troopers 2, the Dead Island thing that they did.
Oh, yeah.
Those all were great, but I didn't realize what else they've done. And the beer one they did. Beer Fest, that was great too.
Slam and Salmon was basically they all worked at a restaurant, and Kingpin from the Affleck Daredevil.
Oh, really?
He I guess was the owner.
Oh, damn! I gotta see that. He's awesome, Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah.
Let me tell you, it's on Tubi. They never disappoint.
Okay.
Tubi never lets anyone down.
Except for I gotta remember. I never heard of Slam and Salmon, man. When did that come out? It had to be. It was before Duncan's death because he died a couple years back.
I think it was more than a couple years.
Yeah, it was a while back. But.
2009.
Oh man, I gotta find that.
I remember when it came out because I was excited because I saw Beer Fest. So I was like, oh my god, I liked their comedy. You know. And I think I rented it, and I didn't really watch it at the time. It was just on, but I didn't watch it. There was something else there. No, it wasn't them. It was Olivia Munn was in something else that I was like, oh, that seems like something that would be, I think it was them too. Baby Makers, it was called.
Baby Makers.
And at the time, it was Olivia Munn before it turns out that she's a bitch. And it's like, she was cool still at that time.
Okay, so it was during the Attack of the Show era.
Yeah. Well, it was like right after Attack of the Show.
Yeah, that's when she was at her height, basically.
So, I mean, but yeah, that whole thing. I'm not sure how we got here, Phil.
We're just talking about nerd stuff.
Yeah.
We were talking about Maria Hill.
Maria Hill.
Yeah, what
was her name?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hold on. What is her?
I shouldn't know her name. I'm terrible.
Colby
Smulders.
I was getting there, Phil.
Sorry.
Colby Smulders. I just, pronunciations. I don't know if that was Smulders or, so. Yeah. Colby Smolder. Yeah. Smulders. Like shoulders, but with the M.
Yeah.
So, good for her. But I'm sad she died in Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I thought that was... it was a cool ending for her character, I guess, but I hope...
I don't think dying is cool.
No, but I was like, okay, it was a good way for her to go out if she wanted out of her contract or whatever, but I was hoping they would do something like that farther in the show instead of the first episode.
They could have just did it Hawkeye style. Look, I'm just going to go get a farm. Like, you don't got to kill everybody when you want to get out of contract. But I guess also that's kind of a big fuck you to like people just like, oh, you want out? Fuck you.
We're going to kill your character.
We're just going to kill you right here. Like, I think, who was it? Kumar from Harold and Kumar, Cal Penn.
Yeah.
When he was on House, he was like, he wanted to go work for the
for Obama. Yeah. And they killed him. Yeah.
Just say he committed suicide.
Yeah. He committed suicide. Like off screen. I was like, wow, that's harsh.
Like, there were no signs. He was like,
yeah. They just killed him because he was a regular on the show.
Yeah. The episode just starts and he's dead. It's like,
oh, he committed suicide. I was like,
dark as fuck. Like, y'all could have like warned him.
Yeah.
Like something. He probably didn't even know.
He was one of the doctors, not one of the patients.
Yeah. Like he showed up one day reading the script and they're like, okay, so I only got one page.
Yeah. You're dead.
Like, oh yeah, you don't need more than one page.
Yeah.
I don't even have any lines here. Oh no, I mean there is a line. Like Finn. Like, okay. So you guys killed me? Well, you said you wanted to go be in politics, so get the fuck out of here. Like, damn. Y'all could have just wrote that into the script. Nah, too much work.
Yeah.
You're dead. Bang. Kill you dead. So says Michael Keaton. But yeah, like the Secret Invasion just felt very like we don't need this. And I'm sure there'll be ramifications that they'll force on us at some point. Later on. But I like when there's like a transition. Like, because right now I'm watching the MCU films in chronological order. And there are certain films you can see the transition. You can see the point where, like, because in chronological order, Thor: Dark World comes after Avengers.
Right. Yeah.
And it is a smooth transition.
Yeah, because you go from Avengers having the concept of the Tesseract, which was originally going to be the Cosmic Cube, and then it transitions to Thor: Dark World, was where they first named it as an Infinity item.
Yeah. Like that transition, perfect. I mean, Iron Man 3 is what it is. I don't want to get into it.
Ooh, that movie's a mess.
I don't even think I finished it again. Like, I finished that movie twice ever, and I'm like, it's here. Like, we can't deny it. It's like, it's like when you have kids, you have a bunch of kids, and a bunch of them are really successful. They're all fucking doctors and lawyers and shit. I guess you can count that as successful.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're all happy. Let's say that successful. Then there's the one that gets robbed by a hooker. Everybody knows you for the one kid that got robbed by a hooker. Like, those other kids don't fucking matter because you got one kid that got robbed by a hooker. And, like, relatives won't let you forget. It's like, oh, so, you know, Samantha, she's doing great. She's doing great. You know, she's teaching at the, you know, the elementary school. She's so happy, da-da-da. Yeah, but I heard that Simon got robbed by a hooker again.
I keep on thinking of your touchpad with the Matthew McConaughey. I was like, where's the touchpad? Come on. Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Is it working? It was kind of...
Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Exactly.
It's working again.
I was like, there you go.
We had some issues. Where's
your touchpad, Dante?
We're working on getting a new one, actually.
Oh, really?
A
bigger one like Bobby's got with all the...
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know.
I'm looking at one like in the $100 range.
Okay. I mean...
like relax. Like,
Bobby's got to have his big touchpad.
He's going to have
for
like,
Nerd
I
Rage.
think like eight pads.
Oh, wow.
All
All right.
Okay. We're like, we'll fuck with this. We'll see what we can do with this. I know Steve would be excited. Like, we can add some other sounds. Like, no, I'm going to add all the sounds. It's going to be great. There's just going to be cocaine and hookers.
The ones you got, cocaine and hookers and surprise motherfucker, are pretty good.
Yeah, what's the other one? Yeah.
Surprise motherfucker.
Well, and
That's
the
great.
thing is, it censored itself because it doesn't say motherfucker. It just says surprise motherfucker.
Yeah, it cuts off.
And I kept like re-downloading it. I was like, why does it keep cutting? Maybe this shit is sensitive. I don't know. Censor, bitch. But yeah, Iron Man 3 is the kid that got robbed by a hooker. So that's how I always feel about that. But those transitions for some of the movies are really smooth, and they had a good handle on it. So I don't know. I think chronologically, Secret Invasion is the most recent event in the MCU.
But Marvel's happens after it, right?
So I don't know that
With Nick
Marvel
Fury?
does because
Really?
they haven't put it on there yet in the chronological thing. I don't believe.
So because Disney Plus doesn't in chronological, right?
Correct.
Huh. Okay.
But they also added the Netflix shows in a chronological.
Oh, really? What are those? Those fall right after Avengers, right?
Correct.
Or at least Daredevil season 1 does.
Daredevil season 1 is after. I want to say
The original Avengers.
So no.
It's
a few shows down or a few movies down.
Oh,
where it
okay.
falls chronologically, and then Jessica Jones comes right after that.
Yeah.
And then there's some movies. Then you get Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and Defenders. Or no, Punisher is after Doctor Strange. I know that.
Okay.
So it's real squirrely with the shows because there's seasons. So
the seasons can be apart from one another because Punisher obviously has to come after Daredevil season 2.
Correct. But the thing is, if you sit there and watch Daredevil, then it's like, okay, do I stop at season 1, then go to Jessica Jones, and then go back to the movies, and then come back? So I was like, I'm not watching these. We're just gonna
do the movies.
Go through the movies themselves and any of the shorts that were on YouTube and DVDs and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because those actually fit in at specific points.
Yes, and they all, again, the transitions were fine. So whatever's supposed to come after Secret Invasion, maybe it's the Marvels. Hopefully that transition is smooth. If it is the Marvels, the transition's not smooth. It feels very clunky. As a matter of fact, I would feel like Marvels is before that. Just because the relationship with the Skrull and then Nick Fury, his movements and behavior is still very like upbeat, whereas in Secret Invasion,
it's like Nick Fury had the punch taken out of him.
Yeah, so I can't imagine that Marvels comes after Secret Invasion.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I'm wrong about a lot of shit. Phil, I don't be knowing things. I don't know if you know this, but I don't know. So, but basically, we didn't do that. We didn't do, like, we discussed possibly doing Loki season 2, which would be great. This happened on short notice.
Yeah.
So,
and that's Jonathan Major's definitive end now.
Yeah.
Since after that trial.
So, and there's a lot to unpack in all of that. So it's like, I don't have time to
prep for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, I didn't even prep for What If.
I mean, I didn't.
That's kind of why I'm stalling right now.
Yeah. I watched What If season 2.
Yeah. I mean, I did that kind of. I mean, it was on. Like, so like even going through the episodes there, like the first one was let me move this microphone on my fucking face, bitch. What if Nebula joined the Nova Corps? So even watching that episode, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of Easter eggs and just things there that like diehard fans get. I'm watching it and I was just like, you're not making me want to continue. Like,
the head scratcher for me in that one was it the Glenn Close character where she was supposed to be the head of the Nova Corps, all of a sudden becoming a bad guy. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense at all. That was very weird, and it almost to like force the story along.
That episode choice was very weird. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Well, I get why getting Nebula to be a central character in a show, but having that be the story for her felt odd.
I agree. Like,
it's like she's supposed to be like the diehard Thanos daughter, and eventually slowly turns a new leaf. Yeah. But
like, I didn't feel any like connection to the story. And like, I know one-off or what if it's supposed to be like a bunch of one-offs that ultimately connects in some way.
Well, again, that's the problem I have with the show is like that's not what the comic was written for at all.
And I mean, what if it's just a bunch of one-off stories it's supposed to be? But
I think the shows would still benefit for them to be separate episodes and have nothing to do with one another. Then you could be a lot more creative with the stories.
And I feel like with even the What If series, the ideal ultimately when they establish they're going to go in a direction of the multiverse.
Yeah.
Like, this is our way to tie that all together and let people know the multiverse is here, which I get that, but at the same time...
Yeah, but at the same time, it'd be more interesting to have it be separate multiversal stories.
I mean, you could still establish a multiverse with that.
Yeah, and not have them have a thorough storyline. I think though the Howard the Duck character in this was probably the most interesting. You could do a story just based on him. At least for that first episode.
All right.
Because he's the barkeep who has ties to the underworld. I thought that was an interesting way to spin his character.
I love DuckTales. I'm a huge fan of Louie, Huey, and Dewey. And Scrooge. I don't particularly care for Donald because like he was put in care of his nephews, and then he dumped his nephews off to his uncle. Terrible choice for a guardian for like both of them.
Parental guardian, yeah.
Like Donald and Scrooge. Terrible. Like Donald takes these little motherfuckers on treasure hunts and shit. With that being said,
child endangerment.
With that being said, I do like ducks, DuckTales, Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, the duck characters.
I cannot stand Howard the Duck.
Now, do you hate it because of the movie or because of the old comic series?
I just don't like Howard the Duck.
Okay.
I don't have a rhyme or reason. I just don't like them. Like when the Marvel Legends What If season 2 or Disney Plus second wave came out, and you see that Howard the Duck is one of the figures. I had established I didn't want that Build-A-Figure. I was just like, I'm good. I have no interest. I think I might have two figures from that wave. Once Jonathan Majors, got cut, I was like, let's go ahead and buy that one figure now, just in case they care doing it. Just in case, you might, college fund. Like put that to the side. And then I think one of the zombies, I want to say it was the Iron Man zombie figure came in that set as well. Those are the only two I got from it. And they have the Ant-Man Scott Lang head in the jar.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I wanted that. And Sarah was like, well, you can get that for that. And I was like, no. Because if I'm going to get a Howard the Duck figure, I'm not paying more than $6. I don't like Howard the Duck. And I was like, well, Sophie would just get a Howard the Duck figure. She would be excited. It's a duck. She was like, ooh.
Oh, really?
Like I got Squirrel Girl like recently. It was $20.
Oh, okay.
And I gave her the scooter and she was so happy. And it had little squirrels and everything. She was fucking excited. I was like, oh my God. So if I gave her like Howard the Duck, she'd be really happy, but then I would feel like kind of a certain kind of way. I'm like, no, we don't like this guy.
Oh, you're gonna put that on your daughter? Let her let her like her own characters.
No. We don't do Howard the Duck in this home.
Dang, you're dead set against that duck.
Fuck that dude. Like anytime I see anything like on like what was it, Guardians 2 in post credit maybe? He was like in the movie, I think.
Yeah, he was in the collector's collection.
It's like gross. It was like ew. And then when I saw it on What If, it was just like even more gross. I was like, this is just fucking dumb. But the thing is, people like Howard the Duck. You're like, oh my God, we like Howard the Duck. Well, people are like, I like Howard the Duck. They don't even know. They just
they don't know what it is because some parent told them about Howard the Duck back in the day.
Dumb fucks. They better not make that fucking movie part of the MCU canon.
The classic.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Because they put that in the
With Elizabeth Shue, right?
Yeah, I mean, she's all right.
Yeah, he has duck sex with.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that movie well before I should have, because I was pretty young. I was like, whoa, this is different.
Dude, 80s movies are movies that we all saw way before we should have.
Yeah. That's a whole category of films between certain horror films and then certain movies that were made. Oh, man, that movie. The movie could never be made today.
We were scrolling through movies the other day because I was like, Tubi never lets me down.
Tubi is a gold mine, man.
So we were looking for a family film. It lets me down with family films for sure.
Well,
but horror
I think the people in charge of Tubi are like, we're like horror fans and 80s fans for like hard to find shit. And we have to put commercials in them, which is fine, but they're uncut. You're not going to miss anything. It's not like when you used to watch shit on cable and half the good shit was cut out of the movie.
Whoever runs Tubi was like, fuck them kids.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it must be somebody with some deranged childhood worse than mine.
Yeah. Oh my God. They're still living it out. They're like, oh, I missed out on these years. Put these shows on there.
It's like, we're gonna continue the vicious cycle and put these movies out.
And then they're like, okay, we got Transformers G1 on here. Let's go. And it was like, do we want to put the movie on there? And then I bet you the fucking lead guy was just gets quiet and goes, no. I've cried enough. Yeah,
it's funny because all the G.I. Joe stuff is on there, all the Transformers stuff, but the movies are not on there.
No, they
the G.I. Joe movie is hard to find. Mm-hmm. I had to watch it on YouTube if I wanted to watch it.
Oh, G.I. Joe the movie?
Yeah.
It's on Tubi.
Is it on Tubi?
They might have taken it. I've watched it on there.
For a while, I didn't. Because I found it.
I have the disc upstairs, but then when I saw it was on streaming, I was like, oh, I don't have to, because we don't have a physical media device down here in the basement.
Oh man, you're getting too modern, Dante. No more physical media.
No, I got it all over. I got other. It's just down here because I don't have nowhere to put it.
Right.
So, but I remember watching it on Tubi quite often. And I haven't seen it on there in a while.
They must have taken it off then.
Yeah. So, because it doesn't. Yeah, it must be gone because it doesn't come up like at all.
No.
Like it's not even like, oh, I'm scrolling. I don't want to watch it. No, if I see it, I'm going to watch it. I have to watch it. But. Tubi, fuck them kids. I feel you, son. But also fuck Howard the Duck. And motherfuckers know that I'm recording. They just want to text. They just want to text.
You're a popular guy.
It's Steve. It's Steve. Yeah, it is. He went to the DJ Shadow show in DC tonight. He was like, I was supposed to go with him.
Oh,
but the show sold out. So he was like, "There's going to be a Sunday show." I was like, I can't because Sarah's going to be working. He was like, okay. So then it turns out, he's like, well, that's Super Bowl Sunday. We he just discovered that recently. Like, shit, I can't go to that show. I got tickets. I got to, see if I can get to the Saturday show. So he was able to get tickets for the Saturday show for $7.
Whoa, that's cheap.
And he was like, he asked me, was like, dude, can you go? Please, can you go? I was like, what, dude? I already committed to recording with Phil. And
dude, you could have told me. I'd have been fine.
No, not at all. No. Because I think the big thing is, one second, I got to take a drink here. Dry throat. Big, like you say, your schedule is going to be kind of jacked up until.
Yeah, it's going to be jacked up for a while.
So my whole thing was like, let me sit down with you, record, and then and we could have recorded next, or what, the 24th.
It was the only other day I had.
But I was like, no, we're going to do a Trivial Pursuit horror edition. So I was like, I don't want to record. I might turn the mics on and record a little bit while we're playing.
Who else going to be here for that? You want to talk about it, or do you not want to have it on air?
Right now, it's you.
Okay.
Me, obviously, duh. It's just us, Phil.
All right.
No. I talked to my friend Jen, and because she's a horror fan, and
I don't remember if I probably met her at some point at the UFC thing.
Yeah. Okay. She and I kind of share the same sentiments on going out and hanging out with people. We just don't like doing it. But if you're like, hey, we doing something at the house. Anytime she's doing something for her birthday, she's like, yeah, it's just going to be at the house. I'm like, I'm there.
Okay.
Out the house.
Right,
cool.
right.
You got the dogs. I'll play with the dogs.
Uh-huh.
Drink some beers, eat some Doritos, play with the dogs, and play beer pong. So like I messaged her. I was like, look, I know it's kind of short notice, but we're going to be getting together playing Trivial Pursuit Horror Edition. My birthday, if you're trying to come through, even though my birthday's on a Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it is for your birthday. Okay, I wasn't sure.
It's going to be we're going to get together a few days after.
Okay.
But us three, Sarah, obviously, it's fucked up if I didn't invite my own wife. Possibly Teresa. Like I know I mentioned it to her, but like she's a lot sometimes.
Well, I mean, she's so close now. I figured she'd just be popping in regardless.
Like Kimmy Gibbler. Like
okay.
Pop in the door, just throw an orange at her, hit her in the head. Like, fuck out of here.
All right.
But possibly her. It's just she's a lot sometimes. It's like too much energy to like deal with her at times. I love her to death. Like I do, but sometimes it's like I need to like kind of situate the game and the gathering a certain way where it's like I have to limit her ability to act out. So
she likes to interject, and so you like horror.
So and that's fine. That's what it's for, though. Like we're there. Say what you got to say. But if we're just all sitting around kicking it, like, dude, like keep it chill. Don't make it weird. Like like once you start making it weird, then it's like, ugh, like I'm gonna have to not invite you to things, and I love you. I don't want to not invite you to things. Like it feels weird not to, but and then maybe Steve, I mentioned it to him, but this isn't really his vibe.
Yeah, I didn't think he was a.
Well, that's why I texted you last night about space because we were recording. I was like, hey. Like,
well, when you were said that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be coming to this thing because I don't know space, and I'm not going to learn it in the next 2 weeks.
Like it would be cool, but I think there's only 3 people that know how to play space. That'll be there's like me, Sarah, and Steve. Like Teresa might know how to play, but I don't want to then alienate people. Like, hey, y'all motherfuckers go sit over there and look at action figures while we playing spades over here. Like,
I mean, I'm down for that. I do that anyway.
Of course you would.
But I'm weird like that.
But no, I wanted to do the game because I figured, let's have some fun with it.
Yeah, the fact that you found this is pretty cool because I never heard of it before.
Nor have I, Phil. I was just walking around the mall one day for work, and I saw.
Where'd you find this at?
Mind Games.
Okay, that makes sense. They have some obscure stuff sometimes.
So I went to the Mind Games in Annapolis Mall.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know they have one there, and I've seen the game there, so I roll up.
Okay.
I'm excited.
So you were looking for this somewhere. Yeah. Gotcha. How'd you find out about this?
Again, just walking around, I saw it at one of the stores.
Okay, so you decided to get somewhere else and pick it up.
I was like, I went to the store that day. I was like, well, I went to Amazon because it's a little cheaper on Amazon because right. Bezos. But it said it would arrive like I would get it before the date, but I wanted it in hand like.
Oh, you're one of those Amazon people. You got to have it in the 24-hour pickup, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
That's why I ordered these.
Amazon has spoiled everyone.
That's why I ordered these lapel mics. I was like, I can get these joints today.
Remember when we used to actually have to wait for shit?
Nah, because I would just go to the store. Like, I didn't order shit before. I just go to the store and get it. But no, I saw it on Amazon for much cheaper, and I was like, okay. But I was like I want to fuck with it now.
Yeah, just to check it out before having to debut it.
I went to the mall and like the Annapolis mall, they didn't have it. I was like, get the fuck out of here. So I went to Arundel Mills and they had like popular. 7 of them. It was like,
well, Arundel Mills is bigger, right? Yeah, I've never been to Annapolis Mall.
They're both equally.
Oh, okay.
Arundel Mills, I think, is a little bigger, but they're both big malls. But when I bought it, there's a guy at the counter. He says, "Someone's like, hey, you got like 6 more over there. You should probably send like 2 over to Annapolis. Just a suggestion." And he was like, I don't have any control over that. I was like, I know you don't, but I'm just saying,
He's just a college kid working at the retail counter.
He didn't look like a college kid. He looked like he got a family.
Oh, okay. Okay, fair enough. Like, hey, man, times are tough. That's his side gig is working the Mind Games counter.
I think his name is Richard, but he looks like his name should be Otto.
He looked like Roy Orbison's evil twin with some tentacles coming out.
Like I just looked, I was like, all right, Otto. I was like, my name's Richard. They're like, okay, Otto. All right, we're going to go get some pizza at Saboros. Want to bring you something back? Like, don't answer that because I'm not. I'm going to sit down and eat. But yeah, like when I picked it up, I was excited. I actually haven't opened it. Like I opened it up and like looked at it.
Sure, but you crack this open right now on air.
Let's go.
All right,
let's do this. I haven't, because the thing is, I didn't want the temptation to like start reading a question. There's like 1,800 questions.
Dude, that's awesome. That means you can get a lot of use out of the game without getting bored.
Just looking at some of the cards, these questions are hard as fuck.
Oh, then I might not be a good player of this game.
I don't think any of us
This
are.
is Trivial Pursuit Horror Ultimate Edition. That's probably why it has so many. Spanning movies, TV, books, and more. All right, dude. I'm down to try this out. But
Like,
this is going to get deep, yo.
Oh, no,
this has
we're going to do the simple form. Like, we're playing a simplistic way.
300 cards. Whoa. Yeah. You question categories. That's cool. You got paranormal, monster, gore, disturbing, psychological, comedy, and slasher. All right, so it even touches on horror comedy. That's cool.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. So You Like Horror episode. It's coming out.
Yeah. So, this is going to promote your other show.
Of course. Well, that's why I was like, I might turn on the mics.
Yeah, we definitely should.
But at the same
I don't know how trashed you plan on getting it. It's your birthday.
I'm probably not going to get
okay.
If Steve's here, we might, because he likes to get trashed, and he's like, we got to do some shots. I'm like, I might do one, but I'm not trying to get fucked up because it's going to be a long weekend for me. Like, I'm going to be off like Wednesday through.
You
Sunday.
taking off for your birthday, huh?
I do it every year.
You doing a big shebang?
They fucking know. I told them.
Oh shit! Mine.
Phil's over here just knocking shit off the table. Phil came in and said, "Fuck your table."
Fuck your table.
And I was like, Jesus, Phil.
The board looks cool. It gives me some Ouija vibes.
Oh, that's not comforting. I actually hadn't looked at the board yet. That's not comforting at all.
Because the chalk symbols on here. Cool.
That gives me that 13 Ghost vibe.
All right, yeah, I see
like
that.
The Black Zodiac.
Yep.
Not comforting. So
sorry, I'm hitting the mic.
That's uncomfortable.
All right, this is cool.
But it looks fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm down.
To do that.
I'm down to try this.
But yeah, it's so far, because like the whole thing with it too is like I'm trying to keep the group small, but it's like people who I think would like kind of vibe with it. So
that's right. You've had Jen on So You Like Horror to do an episode, right?
Yeah, she's done So You Like Horror. She's done Off the Mats. She's been on Colompton.
Has she?
Yeah, she's been on a lot of podcasts. Like, so.
Oh, these are awesome.
See, I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad you said that because Sarah looked at them last night and she was like, "Oh, this is weak sauce."
What the hell? No
Exactly.
fucking way. These are great. The character symbols for us for the board to move around. I mean, yeah. These are like horror Monopoly.
Exactly.
I mean, the only thing I think, you know what? I was about to say the only thing that might make them better is if you made them little metal pieces like the original Monopoly.
Yes.
But now I don't think so because this has faded paint like it's worn.
Yeah.
I actually like that aspect.
You can get away with that though with the metal.
Yeah.
Like pewter.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to make it look like scuffed.
Yes.
For the pewter. But I think this really works because this is obviously cheaper to make than a pewter piece. Pewter. But dude, that goat head? Man, that's fucking great looking. This is great for a horror game.
Dude, like.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? These are generic enough where they don't have to give licensing rights to anything, which is smart.
That's what I was looking at. I was
the butcher knife, the butcher carter through the brain. Fuck yeah, dude. This is great.
It's like it makes the point.
Who made this game? I got to give them props.
Trivial Pursuit.
Oh, that's right. I forget. That's an actual brand. I'm thinking that's it. It is a game, but it's also a brand.
Yeah,
good for you, Trivial Pursuit.
I used to have.
Pay me money because I'm promoting your ass.
I had Trivial Pursuit Genus edition. That's GENUS Genus, not Genius Genus.
I don't know what
it's kind of they're just traditional, like one of their bigger traditional games. I had it as a kid, and I remember I had a neighbor who would come over.
The headless straitjacket. That's cute.
And I remember he saw the game on my desk.
This is dope, dude.
He goes, "Oh, Trivial Pursuit Genius Edition, good because I'm a genius." And I didn't have the heart to tell him, like, "Hey,
oh my god, that's showing your true colors. If that's you, if that's your lack of reading ability."
Yeah, you're stupid. I used to beat him up every day after school. Like he wasn't really my friend. I just didn't like the kid. So when we get off the school bus,
these cards remind me of Balderdash cards. Styling a little bit.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like the setup for the game, the pieces, the cards, the board.
So hopefully there's at least a few easy ones because otherwise, this is gonna get.
There are some. I wouldn't say easy, but there's some ones. I mean, you shouldn't know them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like as I was looking at just kind of the sample questions, they're just like not sample, but like if you look at the front, like I looked at the back, saw some of the answers to another card.
Oh, okay.
But it's like okay, I know, I can tell you what the question for this is by looking at the answer.
Okay.
But then looking at the questions that are on the other side there, I was like, I don't know that I know any of these answers, which is good.
Okay.
It's like I want that. I don't.
That'll even the playing field a lot.
Yes.
Because I'll be good with some categories, but probably not so great with others.
The cards that I have here behind me. dude.
Well, what was the game that you just had the cards for that we do a little bit? We do one every episode for a while.
Those.
Okay, those were some of those were really easy. Some of those were too easy, and then some of them were like, "Holy fuck, you better know who the key grip is on every movie."
It's like that. Those for the most part, they're like pretty easy.
Yeah,
It's like
they were. A lot of them were easy. They only had like a hard one out of every like so often.
I think I have another, and there's a second version of that too.
Okay, because it was those cards were weird because it was like no middle of the road questions. It was either super easy for most of them, and then once in a while they throw in like a card where you'd have to know like everything about the movie to know.
It's like who played the third Michael Myers. It's like
Yeah.
It's like, okay, relax.
Well, I know people who probably know that because they're an uber fan, but
The thing is, with there being so many different ones,
yeah,
it's like
there's
like
been a
if you-
lot. How
if
many
you
people have played Michael Myers? There's been like
Honestly,
6 people, right?
5, I believe.
Okay, I knew it was something.
Well, actually,
like
no.
5 or
With the
6.
newer one, 6.
Is it 6? Yeah.
And then like when it gets to Friday the 13th,
This is a good game, dude.
you can get
Good fun.
a little bit more dialed in because it's like, well, who played which Jason? It's like, okay, we can dance with that.
Yeah. So wow. Yeah, because there have been a bunch of Jasons too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Jasons are a little bit more. I don't know. I feel like their names pop out there a little bit more.
Well, there've been way more movies, right? There've been more Halloween movies than Friday the 13th.
At this point, I believe Halloween has what? Okay, so Halloween 2. We'll put 3 in there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
3,
good. Yeah.
4, 5, 6, H2O, Resurrection, Rob Zombie's Halloween. So we're at 10 right there.
That's true.
So 13 Halloween films.
Jason. No, that,
And there might be 11. Yes, 11. Or 11 Friday the 13th with the remake.
and that's including Jason X too, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because that was 10.
Yeah, that was considered that's considered 10.
And then the remake is 11. Now, if you want to throw Freddy versus Jason in there, I mean,
Yeah,
you're
I
at 12.
guess,
You're still
okay.
behind, though.
Wow, I never thought about that. I always assumed there was more Friday the 13th, but yeah,
And there
you're
were.
Wow. Until the new franchise, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we don't talk about that movies. We can talk about 2018, but
Like-
not the other ones.
Halloween Kills, I can dabble with a little bit. It's still dumb, but I can dabble.
Go
And-
back through the So You Like Horror catalog and go listen to those episodes for us. And tell us what you think. Give Dante some comments.
Like, I wouldn't.
Because we did an episode for all 3 of those.
Like, I feel like we were fine, but, like, don't watch those movies. Well, the 2018 was fine.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills was just goofy. Like, you could have, like, did a lot more with that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not one that you need to revisit ever, but if you're bored one Sunday
The
afternoon.
only reason to watch Halloween Kills is for the killing is in the couple the gay couple house, because that was fantastic. That was the best part of the movie.
I think it had some
Those-
of the
those guys were
best
great.
kills in the franchise. But
Yeah.
also, I do like, some of the legacy characters coming back
Yeah.
and everything.
Cool.
But other than that, it's like, the story was weak. It was really weak. Halloween Ends, for sure, unnecessary.
Halloween Kills was basically 2 movies crammed into one when they had a half-baked idea for 2 different films.
Yeah.
And then Halloween Ends was great if it had never been called Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, if they called it
If they had called it guy
on a
serial killer guy, or a guy learning to be a serial killer, fine, that's perfect.
I would have loved it.
That'd been fantastic as its own franchise or its own standalone film, but it had nothing to do with really Michael Myers. It was dumb.
It was the new Halloween 3.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
at
true.
least Michael Myers showed up.
No, the original Halloween 3 was much better than
much better.
Halloween Ends.
Much better.
The concept, at least, they had a better concept in the original Halloween 3 with the masks.
Yeah. But how do we get here, Phil?
Dude, you had this game in here. I'm very curious about it because we were talking about getting together to play it.
But yeah, that'll be on the 24th.
Okay.
I don't know when this is coming out. So
That may have been actually in the past.
time travel, bitch. But
Surprise, motherfucker.
oh, here we go.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Oh shit, I lost my page. All right, but yeah, so that first episode of season 2, What If, I personally just
Couldn't stand it.
yeah, and it's like usually with What If, I try to go back and rewatch stuff to kind of get a feel, like, okay, let me like tie it all together. Now, I had no interest in watching.
Not
it.
necessary.
It had this. It was on in the background while we are talking. That was the second time that's ever been played on my television. Like
That's more times than me. I've watched it once. I've had it on once, I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, like I watched it and then it was just on just a second ago. Now, The next episode, what if Peter Quill attacked Earth's mightiest heroes?
I thought it was a lot more interesting.
I liked the concept to it. It was fun.
The concept was cool.
There's a lot to play with there.
I still don't like Peter Quill all of a sudden being changed into a Celestial type character. But if you're going to do it, this was the most interesting thing they could have done with it. At least to me.
Like, I like this.
Forcing the Avengers to get together like 30 years earlier and showing the actual Henry Pym be an Avenger. I thought that was cool. And having him being forced to set aside his differences with Howard Stark.
Yeah.
Which was a cool dynamic to see.
You have Goliath.
Having a real character, a real opportunity for Foster to become Black Goliath. That was cool.
It was just like, it was unique to see this group of Avengers. I mean, T'Chaka, coming out, as the Black Panther.
Like this felt like a real comic book what if story to me.
Yeah,
and they didn't have to tie it to anything else. Obviously they did, but
like, it gets tied. But I mean, ultimately, it was one of those episodes where I felt like I would be interested in more of it. Or an expansion of it. Maybe not like a second episode, but like if there's like a bonus, like an extra 10, 15 minutes of this episode, it's like, I'm sure it would, be fine. It would be fun. So it was enjoyable, that episode. And then,
that's, that might be my favorite episode of the whole thing. The whole second season.
Possibly for me. Like I have to go through this list and see what's what.
Yeah.
But like after this episode, like after the first episode, we see this and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying it. I like it. I like what you have to offer here. Give me more. Then the next episode was what if Happy Hogan saved Christmas, which is basically Die Hard.
Yeah, it was a very cute nod to Die Hard. I don't know if I needed it, but I was like, okay, I see what you're doing here. That's cute.
I mean, yeah, it was funsies. I think it came on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I think it went off the rails when Hogan got dosed with Hulk gamma radiation. It became like a pseudo Hulk. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
That was actually my checkout point.
Yeah, that was where I checked out. I was like, I was in on this, and then because that's where they broke the Die Hard mold. I was like, if you had just stuck with the Die Hard shtick and had him be the regular guy who actually gets out of the situation, I'd have been on board. But you turned him into the Hulk creature. I was like, you lost me.
And as soon as we saw that, I turned to my wife and I says, I swear to fucking God, if they fucking make a Build-A-Figure of this motherfucker.
Wait for it. Give it another year, because Marvel Legends seems to be a year behind everything all the time, which is fucking odd.
So,
you'd think they would time that shit better, but
there are times where they're a year behind, and sometimes they're a year ahead. Because
that's true.
Releases
with Spider-Man, they're a year ahead. With everything else, they're a year behind. Yeah. Spider-Man's the one character that they know they have.
It's like there's some releases that just happen where it's like the movie was out like a year ago and it's like, fuck, I don't care anymore, or the movie got delayed but the set has to come out, so now you get all the toilers.
The only problem I have with this episode is the scene that's showing right now. The Winter Soldier from back then definitely would have killed the kid.
Oh yeah,
this wouldn't have been a debatable thing, and then they wouldn't have been able to do the episode for Disney, because he definitely would have assassinated the kid.
So Sarah and I, when we were watching,
that's where I almost checked out of this episode. I said, no way, the Winter Soldier from that era is definitely killing the child.
So when we watched this, I did bring up X-Force, the Apocalypse solution, where basically they're dealing with a child apocalypse, and they're like,
the old question about killing Hitler as a child. Yeah.
It was like, do we kill him? Like, what do we do? Yeah. And there was the big debate, and then they started infighting, and Deadpool was just like, let me just make the decision for you. I got this under control.
I mean, do you remember the end of Secret Wars 2? That's how they killed the Beyonder.
Yeah.
When he was the kid. That was a highly controversial ending to that thing. I was like, because for years, I never knew what the ending was, because I never caught the full series when I was a kid. And then years later, I found out what the ending was. I was like, holy shit, that's how they ended that? That's wild.
I know I have the first Secret Wars. I don't think I have Secret Wars 2.
I mean, Secret Wars 2 does not nearly have the popularity of the first one.
No, not at all.
But having the Beyonder physically come to Earth in the second one, and then having them convert him to a baby that gets killed by the heroes at the end, I was like, wow. I forget who actually kills him, but they all made the decision to kill him.
That's
as
awesome.
a child, because that series I think they didn't know how to end it, and that was a super controversial ending. It's like the Marvel heroes are killing a child.
let's see here. Secret Wars 2
Yeah, look up the Wikipedia for that because
ending.
they killed the baby.
Let's see here, because I want to know too who did it. To be honest,
I want to see Silver Surfer, but I can't remember.
he became his own depower son just to slum it as a mortal, basically. And that,
Yeah.
okay, but who killed him? Like who killed him?
Who actually did the deed? I don't remember.
I'll have to dig into this deeper another time because they're just throwing me all types of things that aren't giving me the answers.
Yeah.
Actually, let's just narrow it down to the simple question: who killed the Beyonder?
Secret Wars 2. Yeah.
Secret Wars 2. Who killed? It's like who killed the girl? Who killed the alien? Who killed the president? Who killed the captain? Who killed the electric car?
Oh, Google, you can nix Taylor Swift, but you can't.
Beyonder.
Can't ask a simple comic book question.
I know y'all can scrub away all those Jennifer Lawrence nudes, but you can't answer questions. It's all right. I saved them before it went away. Trust me. Dr. Doom. No, let's see. No.
I don't think it was Doom.
Nope.
Doom would make sense.
This is talking about something in 2013.
No, that was the new Secret Wars. Yeah.
I specifically said Secret Wars 2. Let's see here. So the Beyonder is finally defeated by a huge group of superheroes, including the Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers, and Spider-Man, after the Molecule Man intervenes and kills him.
Oh, it was Molecule Man.
While he temporarily transformed into an infant in the midst of
right.
a rebirth in process.
That's right. It was Owen because they were actually friends, and that was the other controversial part. Is like he was the one human that the Beyonder would actually talk to because Owen was so godlike anyway.
That's wild.
So that is wild because they became friends in the first Secret Wars.
I'm doing this because I love you.
Yeah, I mean that's a wild ending. That's probably one of the wildest endings in an 80s comic.
I think Sue losing the baby is kind of
okay. That's true. Yeah,
I don't know. I think killing a baby, like willingly killing a baby.
Yeah, he willingly killed a child.
The worst.
Yeah.
But those Fantastic Four issues in the 80s were getting on some grown up topics.
Yeah, they did because
it's like, dog, these are for kids, right?
Yeah.
Bill Maher said so.
Fuck
that guy too,
dude. Don't get me started. I can't stand Bill Maher. Oh my god,
punch him in the face.
Oh my god, dude.
Like, why has no one punched him yet?
People probably have, but he doesn't televise it like he televises everything else.
He should. I would pay. I'll pay. I would pay him to punch him.
He'd probably take your money.
I give him $70, just like that.
Yeah, he'd say no. I got to up the ante.
All right, I got
more money.
Do 140. Double it.
140.
I can only go 150 at the most.
150
just
at the
to
most.
punch him in the face. Like, I hate that dude so much. He's got a very punchable face.
He's got a very punchable attitude.
That too. But yeah, the third episode, What If Happy Hogan Saved Christmas? Again, it was funsies, just given the time. Mm-hmm. Didn't need it. But that's what If is, though.
Yeah.
That's
it's not
exactly
anything you
what it
necessarily
is.
need. It's, hey, here's what you would do in slightly different circumstances if your story point was such and such.
Yeah. And again, it was fine, and again, a good one-off, you don't need to connect it to anything else, although later on,
Of course, they connect them.
It happens, so it's like, for fuck's sake, dude. Then episode 4 was What If Iron Man crashed into the Grandmaster. Now, I want to be honest, I definitely checked out of this episode. Like, I'm sure it was fine, but I don't remember it at all. You know what it is, though? It's because the voice actor for Starks,
it's not. They're obviously not going to get Downey Jr. for this, and they got Jeff Goldblum, which I'm surprised they. Well, I'm not that surprised.
Like, what is he doing though?
Yeah,
like what is he doing this weekend? They found him on a slow weekend and said, hey,
he was in between Apartments.com commercials. Hey man, he's got to be making bank on those because his character is fantastic, and all his fantastic characters are just exaggerations of himself.
Yeah.
He's been doing it since Ian Malcolm. That's all him. It's not. He's not really acting so much. It's just like, I'm just gonna put myself in this.
I'm just gonna do this, but I'm gonna be a little bit more flamboyant this time. But I think the voice acting for the guy who plays Starks fucks with me, so I
it is
check out.
weird. Yeah,
Because it's like a lot of them you can kind of get away with. Like Lake Bell, I believe, does Black Widow, and it's like I can buy that.
Yeah,
like
she
it's fine.
imitates Scarlet a little bit.
I think she was her stunt double too.
Yeah, probably
for the movies. So it's like, okay, I'm fine here. But the dude who's doing Stark's voice, I'm just like,
it's too far from Downey.
Yeah, it's super obvious. So it's just like, and I get it, but at the same time, like, it just takes me out of it. Also, again, when you get into the intergalactic stories, even back like with X-Men in the 90s, and they talk about the Shi'ar Empire, I'm like, no thanks.
You don't do the cosmic stuff at all?
I don't at all.
Okay.
And when this went that route, even like watching Thor Ragnarok, even though the movie's kind of dog shit anyway to a degree, I still didn't really care anyway, because it was like it just felt too like it's weird. It's like it's too far out there. It's like, well, it's just fucking comic book movie.
Well, did you ever read World War or Planet Hulk? Okay,
did not.
Yeah,
like I was aware of it and I was interested
because that took place at the same time as Civil War,
and I was like, I don't know that I really care.
Okay.
Like I'm just not. Well, also I didn't read Civil War when it came out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like I think I was away from comics at that time.
Gotcha.
I came back like years later and just picked up the trades.
Trades, yeah.
And then
I think I trade weighted a little bit, but I was keeping up with the story as it was coming out, just because it was pretty well received.
Like the main
storyline, yeah.
I had, because I remember I was going around trying to like get all the connecting trades.
Yeah.
And like I think I can't remember which.
I ended up pre-ordering some of the connecting trades from the comic store I was going at the time, because they had a list. It's like, okay, so here's all the stuff that's coming.
I was at a store.
I cherry picked ones I wanted.
Which like the read in order, and like, and someone was like, look, you don't need Heroes for Hire, you don't need this, you like, here are the essential stories you need
to understand it. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and I had already started buying a bunch of the other ones that you didn't need.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Because they were cheap, because you didn't need them.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck, now I gotta go fucking track these other ones down. And I think I ended up getting Spider-Man, X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Those were the good ones. I mean,
the main, like the core story.
And I like, even though I didn't like the artwork for it, I like the Wolverine one because he was actually hunting Nuke, who had started the whole school thing.
I think I have
that was an interesting story, because he was trying to track him down because he blamed him for everything.
I believe I have that one. I never read it though. Like, because like I started reading and I was just like, okay, because I don't know. There's a thing about trade weighting, especially with something like that. It's like, if you're reading it as it's happening, you're getting the book, so you're kind of reading the things as they go.
Yeah.
But then when you're getting the trades, it's like, okay, I'm going to read this full trade, then I'm going to read this full trade, and I'm going to read this.
Yeah.
And it's like a little disconnected.
So, yeah, I forget which order I read them in, but I tried to jump around a little bit.
Yeah. So, but either way, it's like this episode was another one that I just felt like, the voice acting bugged me, but also I don't really care for the Grand Master either.
Look, I like Jeff Goldblum as his character, but I'm so used to what the Grand Master is in the books that the version for the MCU just isn't the Grand Master to me. He's a joke, and he's intended to be a joke, but he just isn't. He's the Grand Master in name only, kind of like Cable was for Deadpool 2. Yeah. He's Cable. He looks like Cable a little bit. He's Cable by name, but that's not Cable at all.
Actually, I think we fucked up.
What?
We should have. I said I think we fucked up. He looks immediately at the computer like, you motherfucker, you forgot to fucking put the settings on. No, I checked this time twice.
Oh, yeah.
So the Super Bowl is tomorrow. And the Deadpool 3 trailer should be dropping during the Super Bowl.
Oh, the first one? Okay.
And it's like, fuck. Like, we're missing an opportunity to talk about that.
I mean,
but whatever.
We can talk about that too. I don't care.
I mean, well, we'll see each other on the 24th. We'll probably turn on the mic real quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
And then I'll just clip it into this part right here. I'll cut this part out and drop that part in. But what I like to do is, like, whenever
I'm sure there's already a dozen rumors about what's going to be in the trailer. No?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay, so is that going to be the biggest trailer they do?
I
probably.
Imagine.
Okay.
We'll probably we may get a Planet of the Apes trailer.
I think, I'm pretty sure that, because that movie will drop first. So
it's coming in May. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll get a second trailer for Planet of the Apes, because they did one.
This is the time, if there's any time to give us a trailer for that.
Yeah.
Deadpool 3.
And then
it hasn't been confirmed.
You know what? I'm betting we'll get a teaser for Beetlejuice.
Maybe.
Because that's the other that comes in September. So that's going to be a big thing.
What else would?
If not, that'll be at Planet. No, you know what? Beetlejuice will come at Dune because they're Warner Brothers, and Dune is going to be a huge release.
I was just thinking about Dune, and I was like, nah, so that would make sense there.
Yeah, because that comes very soon.
But I know we'll get to Deadpool 3. That's been heavily rumored.
Yeah.
Another heavy rumor, not that this plays into comics, but it does go kind of into martial arts. So UFC 300, they're stacking that card up. It's coming up in April, but the main event has not been announced. And Dana White is doing a commercial with a bunch of other folks.
Okay.
And it's being rumored that he's going to make the announcement for the main event there. I just can't imagine what it would be, though.
At Super Bowl? Okay.
I can't imagine what it would be just because it's like Conor is supposed to be fighting in June, so it's not going to be Conor. John Jones is injured. It's like the only thing that it could be is Israel Adesanya versus Dracus du Plessis. That's the only thing that they could possibly be doing that would make some noise. And it's like, we're gonna make this big announcement, but I think it's still one of those things like no one cares. It's not Conor. I don't even fucking care about Conor, but
Conor is a draw that the general audience knows. Yeah.
Folks are like, oh my god, it's Conor. He's gonna be in Roadhouse. Actually, I don't think we like. So when they were showing them filming the scenes at the UFC event last year for Roadhouse, I was like, what the fuck is it? Like, that's going to be the new Roadhouse? This is dumb already. But now I get it. He's a former fighter.
And he either in the story he gets himself disqualified or something happened where he kind of leaves in shame.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm still like annoyed that it's even being remade. But Conor looks fun. Fight choreography is weird to me when you're watching fights in a movie when you watch fights all the time.
Yeah.
And then you're watching it in a movie and it's like, Jesus Christ.
And it's supposed to be realistic UFC fighting or UFC style mixed martial arts, not like Wu Ping like wire work stunts.
It's just like, it looks like it'll be fun. Like I sent it to Steve and he was like, oh, I'm in for this. I was like, of course you are.
I will see it because it's on Amazon probably.
That's
I'm more curious about the controversy from the director about that director's been bashing Amazon as the studio that released it. Well, I mean, I think I put it in Nerd Rage. I don't know if Bobby will talk about it, but MGM was the original studio that put us up. MGM got bought by Amazon. And MGM was touting this movie as going to be a theater release and had a bunch of money back in. The director was all about it. And then once Amazon got it, Amazon said, the reason we're buying MGM is because we want to actually do movies in the theater. And what did they do? They nerfed it, and it's only going to Amazon now. So the director's pissed because he's like, this movie, by all the metrics we did initially in screenings, said this was going to be a good theatrical release. It's going to push Gyllenhaal's career for him. And it's going to be a good moneymaker for theaters after COVID. And Amazon has completely nerfed it and only is putting it in as a streaming release now. So the director's fucking pissed. And I understand why he would be. So that I think that's more the touchstone that I want to see it for than anything else.
I think the movie's going to be a fun romp.
Yeah, I think it will be too. I don't know how good it will actually be, but
I'm going to be honest. I mean, I don't know who told him, hey, this is going to, be a great theatrical release.
I don't know.
It doesn't look it.
Yeah.
But it looks like a fun romp. I'm going to watch it. And I'm only going to watch it because it's going to be on Prime. If this were going to the theater, guess what I'm not doing?
You're not paying to go see it.
Yes, correct. I will wait until it hits a streaming platform for free. Or free-ish. But Tubi. Tubi's free as fuck. So but I wouldn't pay to go see that in a theater.
Okay.
Like, I don't give a fuck that Conor McGregor's in it or Johnny Walker or Jake Gyllenhaal or, any other UFC fighters are in it. Like, who's going to see that in a theater? It's going to look just like The Exorcist Believer in the theater. There's going to be people there, but
you want to see that in the theater.
Yeah. Along with 4 other people in that theater. So, and to be fair, I went to the theater around the corner where no one goes anyway, but still, I mean,
Dante's keeping that business alive by his own personal doing.
I haven't been there in a while. I'm actually feeling kind of like I gotta check in.
You better check in there. That business is gonna be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, if I don't buy a
keep
ticket,
that theater alive.
If I don't get a ticket next week, they might shut down. So, damn, my bad, y'all. So I see you over there, Sun Valley.
You better go see Madam Web.
Yeah. Sophie saw a commercial for that. She's like, "Ooh!" I was like, "Don't get excited."
I'm going to see that just because I'm a diehard. But yeah.
Well, yeah, so that I expect you to go see, and I expect to hear your reaction to
Yeah,
it.
I'll give you what I feel is my honest reaction.
I will wait for that. But now, honestly, as much as I'm annoyed by a Craven movie, I would actually go see Craven in the theater.
Craven, I'll definitely see in the theater.
Like the trailer looked like,
Yeah,
this looks good.
I think he's a good casting for the character. I'm hoping they do something interesting with his brother as potentially Chameleon. I think that would be appropriate.
Man.
I think the Rhino is where they kind of lose me, where they have the Rhino, the guy mutating into the Rhino. I was like, you lost me there. But okay, I'll go check it out.
Like, I would probably still see that in theater. I'm not sure though. I'm relatively selective with theater.
This is the year of the Sonyverse since Marvel's taken a step back and they're doing Madam Web, Craven, and supposedly Venom 3.
Well, Craven got delayed. Is it still set for this year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go see it.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't go see movies with women in it.
Damn, Dante, surprise mode.
I don't be watching women-led movies.
Oh my God, Dante, you're gonna get us a lot of hate. Look at you saying shit just to be controversial.
Yeah, we need views.
We do, but
it's like, like, motherfuckers just be putting shit on YouTube just to get views. Like, I cut the soles of my shoes off, so when I'm walking around in stores, they don't know I'm not wearing shoes, and then they get like 1 million comments within 2 hours. It's like
they're gonna get hand, foot, and mouth disease too.
it's like
good luck.
I hate the whole like let's post something to get negative comments so that but I mean
just to get some clout.
But that's how people are making money though.
Hey man,
and
it's all about that. It's all about the dollars.
It's like, I guess, I mean, you do it. Like I don't read my comments. I go to other comments. I don't read my comments. Like it's like because that's just too personal. It was like your content sucks, bitch. I didn't even make this content. I reposted it from somebody else, but I take that shit personal. That's a friend. But it's like people got shitty things to say all the time. That's how folks. Oh, let me see how much I made. Like Instagram started monetizing me again.
Oh, really? Are you making money now?
Not like it was before. Though.
Oh, damn.
Before it used to be like, hey, just post some shit and we're gonna pay you some money. Now I think you have to go to my page and if you scroll past the ads or some shit, I get paid. It was like, oh, I got ads. I didn't know that. I think I made 19 cents the other day. Let's see.
19 cents. Oh, damn.
Let's see where am I at. Oh, shit, I'm at a quarter. Get money. All right. I got 14 accounts. I'm just going to start scrolling through my fucking page. All the other accounts. I was like, oh, my God, this guy's racking up the money. We got to stop paying this dude. He just made $2 million. Like, bitch.
2 million cents.
Don't fuck around with me. I'm not one to be trifled with. I have a lot of accounts. That's how I ended up winning that giveaway. Like, I won a gi giveaway.
Oh,
okay. You're supposed to get 3 gis. I only got 2. And I'm not gonna bitch about it because he sent me so much other stuff. But it was like basically tag a friend, and I tagged like 50 people.
Wow. All right, like, that works.
Then I messaged them all. Then my friend Jen, who's gonna be over here for the game, she messaged me. She was like, "Do I need?" Yeah, she was like, "You need me to go follow this guy? Because I'll go follow this guy." She was like, "I'll go follow and comment and leave some like laughing emojis on his page." I was like, "Jesus Christ, relax." Like,
damn, dude.
Like, no,
she's
like,
all about it,
dude. She's been like one of the most supportive people.
Oh,
since
that's cool.
I've met her back in 2010.
Oh,
she's
all right.
always been supportive. Always been like on my team, and like I put up a post recently on social media that said, nobody supports you more than a social media friend that you've never met before, and that I find that to be very true. But I do have folks in my everyday life that is like,
supporting you.
Y'all motherfuckers, like, y'all showed up. But like she's always there, and it's like she's always reposting. So you like horror stuff. She reposts off the mat stuff a lot, and I'm like, dude, thank you. Like I do appreciate it. Like so. It's good to have those folks in your corner. So, Phil, why don't you repost my shit?
I don't repost anybody's shit.
Like, no, I just feel like, I mean, she don't repost nobody's shit either, but she reposts mine. I'm just saying, Phil. I'm just asking.
I'm never even thinking about that shit.
I got big feelings now, and since we're here man to man, you make me feel some kind of way.
Come on, dude. Dude, I drive down here my ass for free. I need to renegotiate my contract. You want me to repost
I
shit?
offered you drugs.
Dude, my job does not allow me to do that stuff.
Neither does mine, but I still do it. Like one day it's going to like, hey, so no. When I interviewed, they're like, hey, so just so you know, we do test. So if you need some extra time, just I was like,
They actually gave you the warning. We do test. So if you need some extra time, wink, wink, just let us know. We'll come back to you next month.
I said to her,
If
like,
you had time to piss everything out.
I was like, no, I'm good, but thanks.
Thanks for the heads up.
Like, I'll be all right.
They must have really wanted you, man. So
I was in high demand. I told you if I didn't get that job, I was going to fucking.
Man, just think you could have been an NFL coach.
I could have. I
At
mean,
this point, making millions of dollars, and then I'd be hitting you up for money.
or at least a coordinator, something. I was like, so what's your experience? Well, I play Madden a lot, and
Play Madden a lot.
I'm going to let you know after the Lions lost to the 49ers in the NFC Championship game, I actually went and played Madden. I beat them 313 to 4. Well, why did they get 4? I gave them 2 safeties. Like, and what was the logic behind that? I just,
Felt sorry for him.
I wanted to let my defense shine. So I wanted to give them the ball back. You could have just punted it. Yes, I know I make poor choices sometimes, but you know what? Dan Campbell goes for 2 when he shouldn't go for 2. So I'm just throwing it out there, buddy. Like, look, I can coach your team. We're going to pass. All right. So, hey, do you have directions to the Cincinnati Bengals complex? I'm going to go over there.
I'm going to go over there today.
Like, no, get out of here, guy. You're weird. Like, Cleveland sucks anyway. You guys stink. And the citizens look like Cleveland. Like, the citizens look like the word Cleveland. Take that for how you want. It's just like, when I look at the word Cleveland, it looks gross. So that's just, there's a V in there and a C. Like, it looks like the Cleveland Browns uniforms, orange and brown.
Oh, yeah.
Cleveland looks like it should be orange and brown, the city. Like, when you drive through Cleveland, that's what it feels like. It's like, ugh. Yuckies.
Okay.
Like let's get out of here. I almost got a ticket trying to speed through Cleveland. I was like, we got to get out fast. And so I was like, you're going to jail. It's like, maybe. So maybe I should slow down because I don't want to be in jail in Cleveland. Who knows what they do here? Probably butt fuck a lot. Fucking weirdos. In case you know I don't like Cleveland. So let's get to episode 5. So what if episode 5 was, what if Captain Carter fought the Hydra Stomper?
Oh, yeah. What if she had to go against her pal Steve?
So, yeah, basically he becomes the Winter Soldier, ultimately. And I thought it was fine. I liked that episode. I didn't love it, but I was like, this is fine. Like,
It's fine.
I mean, it looks like Peggy Carter is kind of their flagship character of this series. So,
yeah, at this point, that really established it.
So any episode that they have her in is going to have some ramifications elsewhere. So it's fine. I don't mind Captain Carter as a character. I think she's cool. The episode was fine. I don't remember it, but it was fine.
I mean, with those 2 characters, if she's going to be central, it makes sense for them to have at least one episode where she has to make tough decisions about her relationship with him because he's become a bad guy.
Yeah. I mean, and I like those things at times because it's like, this is a friend, but this friend is fucking shit up. So do you let that friend continue to fuck it up, or do you fuck them up, or do you try to like stop them in a non-violent way, even though they want to choose violence? Like I mean, Bucky and Cap when they fought, Cap was like, "I'm not going to fight you," and Bucky was like, "Sucks to be you, because I got a metal arm,
Yep,
and I'm going to hit you with it."
And that's why Winter Soldier is one of the best movies.
Absolutely. When I watched it in chronological order, I got to that movie and I was excited. Then when I was done, I was like, I'm not too excited about anything else after this. I got to Civil War. I still have my feelings about that. And I was like, okay, after Civil War, I was like, I think I'm done. I don't really need to watch any more of these fucking movies now. Because after Civil War is Black Widow in chronological order. And I was like, yikes. And I like Black Widow. I didn't think it was a bad movie, but it feels weird in
to see it.
order.
When you watch it after Endgame, after she's already dead, it's like, oh man.
I mean, there's just a weird sense to it. It's just like, ugh.
I mean, Black Panther feels weird right before Infinity War because it has nothing to do with the Infinity story at all.
I mean, the battle takes place in Wakanda, so
I know, but that sets up.
So you have to establish Wakanda.
Yeah, to establish Wakanda, yes, but that movie should have come out years ago. Should have been way earlier. It felt like a very Phase 1 film.
I mean, intro films do feel Phase 1-ish, but since it wasn't in Phase 1. What was it, 3?
Yeah.
It's like, you kind of got to work with what you got, Phil. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like they would have like dropped Black Panther like right after like Thor. If people were like, okay, what the fuck are we doing here? Like,
I'd have been down.
I would have been down, but folks were like, wait a minute, you didn't prep us, no lube or nothing. You just gonna just put this in us. I was like, well,
There was no prep for when Blade came out.
yeah, but to be fair, when Blade came out, motherfuckers weren't really clamoring about comic book movies. They're just like, just put the movie out. It'll be fine. It's Wesley Snipes, right? Yeah, put it out. It'll be fine. Well, like, oh, he's not going to pay his taxes? Let's make 2 more movies then. Make all 3. He's got to pay eventually, right?
Apparently not. Not until Uncle Sam calls him on and says, you're going to court, dude.
Some dude told him, like, you don't got to pay taxes. That's theft. He was like, you're right. I was like, hey, Wesley.
Actually, you do. And
You might want to pay those shits. Speaking of which, I probably got to go do my taxes.
I do mine, and I'm regretting it.
Oh, shit, I got to renew my license, too. Like,
Yep.
today.
Well, that you probably need to do right away,
I ain't got to do
so you can still drive.
I ain't got to do nothing.
Taxes, you don't have to. You can wait till April if you need to.
I can wait till August if I want to. Because I have.
Or that. Yeah, you can do that and pay an extra fee.
They always make it like, you got to pay it. You got to do it in April. No, I didn't August. I ain't got to pay nothing extra.
No?
No. They look like, they're just like, they understood that, like, look, you look like you're the kind of guy that's a little dumb. And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like, you also look like the kind of guy that doesn't do math very well. I was like, you're right about that as well. So we understand if we owe you $1 million, but we're not giving you $1 million because you're stupid. I was like, but I tried. They're like, you're going to prison. I was like, will Wesley be there? I was like, he's been out for a while.
Yeah.
He was going to
And
fight
he
Joe.
would not be in the same prison as you.
He was meant to fight Joe Rogan and make some extra money to pay us back. I don't know why it didn't happen, but he still owes that money.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at all.
I don't know what the conditions of the fight was supposed to be, but
This would be Wesley Snipes fights Joe Rogan.
yeah, this was way
Wow.
back in the day.
Wow.
And it is like, it was supposed to be an MMA fight. I don't know how much grappling Wesley Snipes has in his pocket, but
Striking, I think he'd take out Joe Rogan.
I don't
No?
He's a Taekwondo champion.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's not to say, oh, he's Taekwondo champion. He knows it all. But I mean, he also takes, other striking and double black belt in jiu-jitsu. So
I guess it depends on how much training Wesley Snipes had to do for Art of War and Blade.
I mean, I'm sure he's no slob either, but it's like, then also the question is how, like, getting hit is a different thing too. Just because you train, but if you haven't been hit,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
once you get hit, you feel, oh my god, that's violence. Like, I don't
It's real
like
violence.
that.
It's not movie violence. It's real violence.
It's like they didn't do this shit in New Jack City.
That's true. He was also in New Jack City. I forgot about that one. That was good.
It's on Tubi.
It's classic.
Hey, everything's on Tubi, my friend. I'm telling you. Then episode 6 was the big one. What if Kaori reshaped the world? It was the indigenous.
Oh, okay.
woman.
Yeah, that's the one with all the controversy on social media.
I'm not sure why there's controversy there.
I don't. Whatever.
Like,
I give him props for creating a new character in What If, which they hadn't really done.
yeah, I thought that was pretty
I
cool.
was like, okay, that's super creative. Props to you guys.
I thought that was cool. The episode, it was fine.
Yeah,
I
that's fine.
I liked it the same way that I liked Prey.
Oh, I like Prey
it-
better.
Well, no, what I mean though is like it was something different.
yeah, it was
And you
different.
get to kind of get immersed in a different culture.
I thought it was interesting to have the Tesseract be the source of everything and have it be like buried into the earth into that waterway, and then they could never extract it for whatever reason. I was like, okay, that's different.
And it looks like this too will be one of those characters like Captain Carter that will,
We'll continue on. Yeah.
it will expand the character. And I can't wait to get to Marvel Legends.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a Marvel Legend of that character. That was way too much controversy to not do a figure of that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be excited to get it, add it to the collection up there on the shelf, and then go from there.
Yeah.
They put her in a comic book. I'll go
Yeah,
get the
I mean,
first
man,
appearance.
there were people like screaming about how bad that was, or how I don't know why people were so upset about that.
because that's what people do now. People get upset when it's like whenever you like, and don't get me wrong, I have my issues when you have characters and you do a lot of race change and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. If you changed an existing character, but this was not doing this, was creating something completely original.
So no, but like the thing is, it's like whenever you start even creating new characters, and it's like it's different than what you consider the norm, and it's like, well, why are we doing this? And people love to say with Disney, oh, fucking my least favorite word, and I was like, oh, they're just doing woke shit, and I was like,
No,
I don't know what woke is by your definition, but it's they inclusion. Diversity, that's bad. Like that's another thing that's goofy over here too. We've been taught to think that including people is bad. Now it's weird. But people see a new character and it's like, oh, it's a female character too. Like females aren't strong. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Man, I tell you to go back to watch the original Terminator with Sarah Connor.
Man, it is weird because like I'm sure. Well, we didn't have the internet back then.
No,
like how it is at least now. But it's like I'm sure if the internet was pumping back then like that, motherfuckers would have been all over. Like like Alien. Yeah.
Like fucking, Ellen Ripley and Sarah Connor are like the two like.
Yeah, those were the original.
They're like the original badass female characters.
Like
and those have been around for a long time.
It was like when I would see them, it was like, oh my god, like I want to get punched by one of them.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not weird. I ain't got a weird kink or nothing. But if they want to beat me up,
like, or even farther back than that, Linda Carter as Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
In the 70s.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's not that much further. Oh, okay, yeah.
I
mean, because Alien was like 78, 79, and then Wonder Woman was like 76, 77.
Yep.
So
a couple years earlier.
So something like that. But I mean, she wasn't as badass as those other two.
No.
Like
plus the other two don't have superpowers, and Wonder Woman is like half a god.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's like, come on, man, relax. Like she shouldn't get all that credit. Like she's half god. Like, but those other two broads, they get credit. Like, guess they don't like being called broads. So those dames.
Yeah, I mean, all right, now you're really digging your own grave there, dude. Broads and dames. Those terms have fallen by the wayside.
I never watched those movies anyway because female leads. So
Dante's trying to get them hate clicks.
As a matter of fact, I fucking hated Prey.
Oh, come on, dude! When you posted today about something about that getting another Tracking Bird doing another solo movie, I was like, all right, I'm down.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, that's good. That's
cool.
Good news. I want show me more.
Yeah,
So
I'm up for that.
I'm excited.
I thought Prey was really cool.
I agree. I thought it was a really good movie. I go back and watch it every so often because
it's a great return to making the franchise stronger again after how bad The Predator was, which was the previous one.
So that's the thing, though. It's like people complain about Prey. It's like, okay, so did you
like The Predator?
Yeah, did you like
the Predator was a bad movie.
Because I'm not even
having Olivia Munn run around being the Superwoman, and that was way worse because her character made no sense. At least the Native American character in Prey made sense.
Yeah,
the character that they had Olivia Munn play in the Predator was that was god awful.
Yeah, it's like things happen where people just get so.
It's almost like they forgot how bad that movie had been when people were complaining about Prey. It's like, did you not see the last one that was really, really bad?
Hey, people really, really do get to this fucking bag of just like, I want to be mad at someone. I was like, why you gotta be mad, dude? Do you need a hug? But then no, you can't get a hug because people don't like hugs are for sissies. So it's like, Jesus Christ, dude, like, come here.
You can't please everybody.
Bring it in, homie. Bring it in for a hug. It's like, which is always wild because like anytime we go up to Bobby's and stuff, and like we like hug, like it's like a hug. It's not like a quick tap hug. It's like we hug and hold each other for a minute, and it's like, yo, man, I love you, man.
Well, you guys have known each other for a long time.
It's one of those things where I look at it as like, look, when it comes to just caring about people, it's like, I think it's important. You got folks so that there's some twisted thought in their head, like growing up, is like, you can't care about people, you can't love your friends, you can't hug your friends. It's like, that's a sad existence, homie.
I mean, that's getting to like with Kryptonians, we're getting to.
You can't be happy about what if making a new character. It's like, you need a hug.
Well, you can't please everybody, man.
That is true. But that's why I say fuck them kids. Like, I ain't trying to please nobody, no way. But I like the episode. I want to see more of the character.
Yeah, I think that's cool. And when it got to the through line of connecting episodes with her and Peggy together, I thought that was a cool team up. Eventually, towards the end, I was like, okay, that makes sense. That's cool.
Spoilers, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
But no, I agree. Because, I mean, like I said, I think those two characters are kind of the breakout characters of the series.
Yeah, as a whole.
Two. So it'll be a strong future for them. Then episode 7, What If Hela Found the 10 Rings? I didn't know what to expect with this episode.
Yeah, I didn't either, because I was like, is Hela going to be played for comedy, or is she going to be played for her serious? And there's no way they're getting Cate Blanchett to do a voiceover for this. So, because it wasn't, who was it? It wasn't her.
I don't.
It sounded a little bit like her, but it wasn't her. I was like, Cate Blanchett is way too high profile to be on here.
I mean, sometimes motherfuckers just be not busy on the weekend, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
So, I got What If pulled up on 2 different devices. So I'm a mess, Phil. Like, what am I going to do with myself, right? So it's not giving me. It's just showing me actors' names. It's not showing me what actors. That's season 1. Can I get season 2, please? No, they're not going to give me season 2. You cunts. Cast season 2. They look at the phone. My phone be listening. Yo, it cares.
Your phone, your apps are always listening to your ass. I mean, just look at Facebook.
It's because they care.
Things are fucking AI demon.
Because I don't really look at Facebook that often, though. Like, I go to Facebook every other day just to remind you all that I'm still alive. So I post something
every other day.
Up.
Yeah, I go there a couple times a day, basically because I'm going to post for notes. But that's about it.
So I keep getting on BJJ Wiki's Facebook. I get messages in Messenger, and then I have a default response.
Oh, really?
And I get people that I actually talk to on there. They get the default.
Oh
message.
No!
I'm like, damn it, dude. I'm sorry. Like, but I'm not. Several characters are voiced by different actors. Let's see here. Lake Bell. Where's Hela? So I don't see Hela's name on here at all anyway. So I don't know who voiced her, but however.
Pretty sure it was not Blanchett.
Yeah. No, it was actually.
What? It was?
It was. So
no shit.
Cate Blanchett.
Man, I wonder whether we had to pay her. She's one of the more higher profile actors.
Guess Phil has L on his face now, doesn't he?
Yeah, I do. She's one of my favorite actors. She's really good.
It was like it sounded like her, so I was like, I was convinced, but then it was like, no, maybe they didn't.
Yeah, I kept on thinking, there's no way they got her to do it, but whatever.
She wasn't that busy that weekend.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, come read these words. He was like, all right, I guess. Fuck us.
I was happy to see her get more of an arc than she had in Ragnarok, because I think Ragnarok did her character a disservice.
I think Ragnarok did a disservice.
Yeah.
Period.
Period. Yeah, but to her specifically, her and Banner, that movie shat all over them.
Yeah, it's tough. Again, doing this in chronological order, watching Ragnarok, and then what comes after that? There's something, and then there's Infinity War. I can't remember.
Black Panther.
No, because I watched Black Panther before Ragnarok. I watched Spider-Man and Black Panther, and then.
Oh, I was thinking release order. Release order.
No, in chronological order.
Yeah.
There was something else in between Ragnarok and Infinity War, because at the end, the post credit, she's like, "What the fuck is that?" And it's like she didn't remember, so I was like, "Okay, I'll show you." And then I skipped over a movie to go to that to show her.
Okay. Was it a little clip thing from a DVD? Oh, okay.
No,
it was an actual movie.
It was a full movie.
Oh, okay. Then I don't know.
And actually, let me see here, because I don't think I fit. Like, yeah, I did finish. I did Ragnarok, and then I skipped whatever it was to go to Infinity War just to show her that. And then later that night, I went back to whatever the fuck it was supposed to be, but I don't know what it was supposed to be. So that's why I'm trying to like stall and pull it up right now, because my TV's being slow. Here we go.
Was it Guardians 2?
No, because Guardians 1 and then Guardians 2 are back to back in chronological order.
Oh, okay.
And then I Am Groot is after that.
I Am Groot.
Like one of the little specials.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Which I don't think
Ant-
technically should be.
Because Ant-Man and the Wasp released in between.
So if
Right.
it released after Infinity War,
Uh-huh.
but the thing is, chronologically, I think it's kind of
It takes place at the same time,
yeah, it's
right?
at the same
Yeah.
time. So it's kind of interchangeable, I think.
Right. Okay.
But
So they put it as before Infinity War as a release. So that's the tease for Infinity War at the very end when you see people poof out.
correct.
Right.
But
I forgot about that movie.
so did I, obviously, because I was just like, I don't know what that was. But I think the way that transition from Thor Ragnarok to Infinity War played very well. And there's some movies that transition.
Yeah. So when the release order, I was like head scratching why Black Panther would come out between that, because I was like, Ragnarok, as much as I don't like the movie, fits into this storyline to build to Infinity War better than Panther does.
I mean, also too, it's like, I mean, it's a way of leaving, kind of a teaser for people. You put out something, then give them something else, kind of take their attention away from that, and then bring them back to base. It's like, okay, now that you got this, now we're here. Because again, the battle is going to take place in Wakanda, so I mean, it also kind of makes sense. Yes, it could have gone earlier, but you put it there. Now you really establish so people remember, like, okay, Wakanda's here.
And it also brought back Winter Soldier at the very end. It was the white wolf or white.
Yeah, the White Wolf. So it all tracks. It makes sense, dude. Relax, Phil. We got this under control. Like let us adults handle this. You just watch
I don't know
movies.
I guess not.
No one should ever mistake me for an adult, though. So just always keep that in mind. But the Hela story, I did feel like I said, I went into that like I don't know what to expect.
That was a weird mix.
It worked. I mean, I didn't hate it.
Where Odin ends up being the ultimate bad guy.
Yeah, that was a little.
That felt a little weird.
It just felt like. I mean, again, I didn't hate the episode. It just felt like something that it felt very what if-ish. It's like, okay, this is just here. Like it's a thing.
Yeah, that was the other one that felt more like the comic.
Yes.
So that and the Peter Quill ones, that might be my second favorite actually, because it felt very much like the comic.
I think the thing that I do kind of take issue with the series is that we run into these episodes that are legit one-off episodes, but they've kind of established.
They force a narrative to get to an overarching story. It's like you don't need that. This is a great episode by itself.
Well, that's the thing though too. It's like I wish they would just choose one or the other. Either have it overarching together or one-offs, because there are a lot of those episodes that are just solid one-offs. Yeah, and you don't need anything.
And if you didn't do the overarching, you could have given the actual original episode concept a little bit longer to build or breathe.
So there are my issues with that. Then after we get that episode, we get What If the Avengers Assembled in 1602.
This was the one I was looking forward to the most because of the Neil Gaiman comic, which is very famous among comic book fans, but would not be known really by general audience, which is why they went the way they did. So this was a crushing disappointment for me.
Of course it is, because Phil, anything that strays from the comic is a disappointment for you. Like we've gone over this many a time, though. We can't expect that what they're going to give to us in any of this media for general audiences to stick to what the content from the comic would be, because most general audiences, and honestly, a general audience like watcher should be able to fucking mold into what comes from the comic. But the producers or whoever think that people are too stupid, but they also, producers like to think, well, I know what people want. So if we shape this story this way, they're going to be more entertained by this. But if you give them an original, they probably would have been more entertained. But, we still have to accept the fact that that's how they think. And it's like, I don't never go into any of these things ever thinking now, like after any of the X-Men movies, I knew going into anything, it's like, I don't expect shit from this other than just to see a movie. And if it turns out okay, I'm okay. But if it turns out trash, I expect it trash, because that's what they do. It's trash. I can't get back to the show. I lost it. I'm trying to find What If on the TV and it's gone, and I'm so worried.
Dante
now.
can't even get through his own Disney Plus app.
Like I'm scared. It's like, oh my god, I lost it. It's not showing me any of this shit ever again. Steve just fucking text me again. Oh, it's Sarah saying, "How's it going, bitch? How did I don't know. Do you have my sandwich? It is midnight.
Is she making you a sandwich?
She's going to.
Damn.
What I tell you, I don't watch movies that's led by women.
Oh my god.
Let's make my sandwich.
I didn't realize it was that late. All right.
All right, let's start wrapping this motherfucker
Right.
up. So, 1602.
1602, I was disappointed because it took a deep cut comic name and then kind of blah. It was very, very bland.
Well, I mean, so did Age of Ultron. When Age of Ultron came out, the story of Age of Ultron just like hit a year prior.
Yeah.
In the comics, and I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. They're gonna go that route, and then you see the movie's like, they didn't do what I thought they would do. They didn't go that route at all. That was really weird.
It was just an introduction to an Ultron character that was kind of wasted because he should have been a much better big bad.
Goddamn right, he should have.
And they had James Spader doing the voice. It was great to do the voice.
I mean, there's a lot of ball dropping, like done in MCU. Like they're just like, oh, we have like that's one of my biggest gripes with the MCU is they have so many great villains that they can use later on, and
they don't choose to.
They waste them. Meanwhile, they keep around like characters like Ghost and whoever the fuck and say we're gonna do the Thunderbolts with this one.
You are,
it's like,
dude, I'm very curious with that if they're actually going to turn Harrison Ford into a Red Hulk. That does not make sense to me.
It sounds like that's the route they're going.
I was like, that's weird. That's weird that he would actually be willing to do that because he's never done like a CG character.
He needs a paycheck.
Yeah, I guess, man, because Indiana Jones is done.
Well, that's why I kept coming out. I need a paycheck. They're like, oh, this shit sucks.
Unless they can get him to do the games, because the video game for Indiana Jones that's coming out actually looks pretty legit.
Like,
if they continued to use him for that as a voice actor, then that would be good.
Like things
revenue
are
stream for him.
Leaning towards, from what I've seen, Red Hulk being,
the one superpower character they have, because the Thunderbolts is supposed to be a mix of powers, and all they have to do. All they have in the cast so far is people that are doing the exact same shit.
It's like
they have a whole bunch of soldier people that can do soldier shit, but they're not actually superpowered, which is not the Thunderbolts that I know.
Well, the thing is too is like it's just a bunch of motherfuckers that can fight.
I mean, Ghost is the most superpowered thing, and hers is completely tech based. She's not superpowered at all.
Which I'm just kind of annoyed even by her inclusion of it. I'm not sure why.
To be fair, Ghost has been a legitimate Thunderbolts character in the original stories for a while, on and off.
Sure. I just feel like the build up though for this character, like
there's been no build up. She was in one movie that's years ago that nobody remembers.
That's my point. It's like the build up for this character is like
I would have expected her to show up in one of the shows, and maybe she still will before the movie comes out. It's still possible.
She won't. Mm-hmm.
I figured, dude, they're gonna. Don't you know they're gonna cram all these characters into Deadpool 3, which is what Ryan Reynolds is fighting against? Because it's like you're fucking stealing my movie.
Yeah, that's
he's the one who wanted Jackman in there, but Disney's like, oh, we're gonna do this. Oh, we're gonna do all of these characters too. And Reynolds is like, fuck you.
Yeah, it's like I know everyone is excited for Deadpool 3.
I'm excited too. I just want to see what they do.
Like, out of curiosity,
the fact that they got Jackman to come back.
Like what direction it's going is what I'm curious about, but I'm not excited to like this movie as a movie itself because it sounds like it's going to be
a
shit show.
Like after Deadpool 2, I've lost the heart of the franchise. I was like, I don't care about this anymore.
Yeah, well, Deadpool 2. I'm a X-Force fan, so it's like X-Force and K-1, like the shit that they pulled off there, I was just like, gross.
Yeah, dude, the fact that they have so many hints at Nathaniel Essex and still have not pulled off the characters. Like, Sinister is a great big bad, and you haven't used him. You've hinted at him multiple times in multiple films if you've never actually done him. And you have plenty of actors who'd be willing to do it and would do justice. In fact, who was it that said they wanted to be him? It was the guy from Breaking Bad.
Oh, I know. Cranston.
Yeah, Cranston. He'd be awesome as an older version of Sinister. It's like, great.
I think, especially when it comes to Fox, it's like we can't expect shit. I mean, Days of Future Past was fun. It was that
was a shot in the dark that just happened to get it pretty right.
But even with that, it was like, because I mean the whole Mystique stuff just bugs me. What they ended up like, we're going to make Mystique, the
central character,
because Jennifer Lawrence became a big star after the Hunger Games and everything. So it was like, well, we gotta now put this chick out there in front. And it's like, so, and I mean the movie still works, but it's like, Jesus fucking Christ, dude! Like, can we just make a movie and not? Well, this is again at Fox. Fox was just like, we're stupid. We don't know what to do, but we claim that we have guys that are fans behind the camera. Like,
they claim to be fans.
I'm sure Bryan Singer was a fan after reading the comics, not like a fan like growing up with the comics. Like, you know, like he's a fan. He's going to make a great movie. Yeah, we saw with X-Men. It was fantastic. It was fucking great. And it wasn't. It's like X-Men 2, I did enjoy. It took from the story God Kills or God Loves Man Kills.
Yep. I mean, and it took from Weapon X as well.
I mean, that all worked. I loved it. It was a good mashup. But then it's like, okay, well, like, why couldn't you make the first X-Men this good? Like, I'm just.
I mean, I give the first X-Men a pass because nothing like that had ever really been done before. And they were just, it was kind of a shot in the dark. It was like, is this going to be successful? Maybe.
So I think we were excited to get a live action X-Men.
Yeah. That, sure. And it hadn't really been,
well,
that was all pretty new.
Hey, 1997, they dropped Generation X.
Oh,
it was on Fox.
That was not a movie though, right? Was it made for TV movie?
It was made for TV movie. It was trash.
Wow.
It was horrible. I had to actually it came out on my birthday that year.
Really?
I had to go to church.
Who was in that?
No one.
No one. Nobody even played. Was Jubilee really leading the team, like an adult Jubilee? Yes, it is. And it was a live action movie. Was the White Queen in it?
I don't know because
I was going to say, how many characters did they actually manage to put in?
It.
Oh, okay.
Because I had to go to church that night.
So it was a made-for-TV movie on Fox, by Fox. Wow. So that was a first attempt to try and utilize the brands they had just bought the rights from.
Correct.
Okay.
And it didn't go well. But I think a lot of people watched because they were excited for it.
Yeah, because it was like, okay.
But it didn't, it was really bad. Wow. I think it's on YouTube. I know it's available to watch.
I'd be curious to watch it just to see what they do.
And then,
did you eventually watch it?
I've seen clips of it. I've
okay, you never watched the full.
Watched it.
We should watch it. We should do that for an episode.
We could. It's really bad though.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know we watched Killer Kites.
We watched Killer Kites. Come on,
but we knew what we were getting into.
Yeah,
like we looked at that and knew. We were like, okay, this is about to be bad, but it's going to be bad fun.
I'm just out of curiosity. Did you watch Legion?
No,
from
I started watching
because that's on Hulu.
I can't do TV shows, dude.
It's really good.
I've heard.
My favorite. It's probably my favorite X-Men product, other than Days of Future Past.
I can't do TV shows because it's like there are points of stories where it's like you can tell me this story without this extra bullshit, and I get that you're doing this because of ads.
So you didn't watch the other one either, then that it was on Fox itself with the parents. It was supposed to be Magneto's kids or whatever. I forget what it was called, but it was part when Fox still owned the rights to X-Men. They did Legion on FX, which was the more adult show, and then they did the one that was more family oriented on regular Fox. That was more of the straight X-Men characters.
I don't remember that at all
because it had a version of who's the metal manipulation daughter, the
Polaris.
Yeah, it had a version of Polaris.
I have no clue what this was.
I forget what the show was called, but it was on there.
I know there were some things, but I just don't know the titles.
Yeah, I don't remember the title, but that was a show on Fox.
But yeah, it like Generation X. Yeah, we can do that. We can do that one day, and then
I think it'd be fun to do as a one-off.
Yeah, talk shit about it because that's what I'm going to do. I'm just
I don't. If you already know it's going to be bad, then. Yeah. I didn't realize that came out before. I remember hearing it came out. I didn't realize it came out before the first X-Men movie because the first X-Men movie was 99. Well, so it probably dropped when the first movie was being made. The first theater movie was being made. So if that was the timing.
I feel like when that came out, again, it was the excitement off the animated series. And then,
I guess that's probably what they're banking on.
So and it put eyes there. People were watching, except for me. I was at church. Tonight is kicking in right now. That's weird. I hate when it happens. Oh my God, my ears are ringing right now.
Oh, dude,
it's
we can
fun.
Pause for a second. If you...
No, it's fun. I'm gonna take some drugs and just ride it out. But the thing is, when they did that and then they dropped X-Men, that's why I picked up my phone. I want to confirm the X-Men release dates. Because I didn't think that was 99. No, it was 2000.
Okay. Oh, the first X-Men? Yeah. Oh, okay. I couldn't remember it was 99.
Because I remember that's always kind of a conversation of like X-Men and Spider-Man, which movies came out what year. And I was like, I'm pretty sure X-Men was like 2000.
Yeah, because Spider-Man came out after the Twin Towers went down. So, I remember they had to change it.
And even with like what they did, there was like, we were all excited. it's an X-Men live action movie, and you see the trailer. We got Storm, we got Cyclops, we got Wolverine. It was excitement, but then when you actually see the movie, it's like, what the fuck is this story? This is some dog shit. But we gave it a pass because
I didn't mind it so much. I understand why people don't like it, but I thought it was fine.
But then the second one came out. I was like,
the second one was much better than the first one. Yeah, leaps and bounds. Yeah,
this was great. And the third one, which had Bryan Singer,
the third one has good parts. Kind of like Spider-Man 3, I thought had good parts, but as a film, it's
that's generous of you.
It's very weak.
I sadly enough, I own 2 copies of that movie.
Of Last Stand?
Because I lost 1 copy, and I was like, I don't want to buy it again. And I saw it in like a $5 bin. Yeah,
like Last Stand for X-Men and Raimi's Spider-Man 3 are like such a mixed bag on both parts for me, because I like certain parts of both films really well. It's like, man, if they just done certain edits on here, they could add something really good.
Like, I feel like Spider-Man 3 is a guilty pleasure for me. I watch it, and
Spider-Man 3 is the worst out of the 2 for me. And possibly because I'm more of a Spider-Man fan than an X-Men fan. I feel it was more of a letdown.
So, and that's how I feel with X-Men Last Stand.
Yeah, you're more of you're the reverse. So
I'm like, God damn it, dude. Yeah. Like, you guys had...
Dude, and Magneto marching the Brotherhood across the bridge is phenomenal. That end fight scene, that's so cool. It's like, damn, this is...
So
when Bobby finally ices up and takes down Pyro, that's awesome.
There are a lot of moving parts that are taking place at once. Yeah. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
I did enjoy that.
It felt that the fight scene felt like a splash page out of a Jim Lee book. I was like, holy shit, this is great.
But ultimately...
But you had to walk through all the trash Dark Phoenix shit at the very end. But the end scene where Logan has to kill her, I was like, that's awesome. That's such a great emotional moment. And visually it was stunning. And I was like, at the time...
That might have been probably the best part for me.
Yeah, when he's forced to kill her because he's the only one who can survive to get close to her. I was like, that's awesome.
And I get where they're going with, like, you know, the casualties throughout the movie. Major deaths. You know, you kill Cyclops, you kill Professor X.
Yeah, the death of Professor X was a great scene.
I get that. I don't know, for something, it just felt like, okay, it feels weird. Like, it felt like it was just like undercooked. It was the right thing to do, but it felt wrong at the moment.
Oh, to kill Professor Xavier? Okay.
Yeah. I feel like it could have come a little bit later to kind of sell, but I don't know. I'm no screenwriter, Phil. Because if I were, I'd be bad at it, then I'd become a critic. And then I would just shit on other good screenwriters and call it a job.
Hey, man. Gets you clout, gets you clicks, gets you money.
Hate sells. So
it does.
That's why I read that book.
God lives, man kills.
Hate Inc. I read that book, and it was very interesting. So we're fueled by hate, Phil. And then let's see. Our last episode here was "What If Strange Supreme Intervene." I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember this episode.
Well, you remember the team up between the Native American lady is Cal.
I vaguely remember.
I can't remember her character's name. Is
Kalahari? Yes.
Yeah, and Peggy, and that was cool. I think
that's the only thing I remember.
That was cool to see. I think they've made Peggy Carter into a really great character.
Yeah, I agree.
And Kalahari is a great original character. I think they kind of won too easily.
Yes.
And some of their win didn't make a lot of sense. It felt like it was a little bit rushed.
I agree.
Also, Peggy just trusting that version of Strange, so all encompassing by the very beginning is like, wait a minute, because I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop, because the audience already knows he's up to no good.
Yeah,
I was like, her being that character doesn't make sense that she would trust him that easily, because she should realize something about him.
Yeah, I just realized I was mad about the flashlight. We have these flashlight holsters throughout the house because I'm afraid of the dark.
Uh-huh.
And I was looking earlier today. I was like, yo, why did they fucking move my flashlight again? No, I did. I used it last night. I just never put it. Sorry. It just occurred to me, like me being annoyed. Like, yo, they got to stop moving my flashlights. Like, no, that's just a Glade plug-in. But I have like these little chargers around the house.
For flashlights? Okay.
When the power goes out, if the power goes out. The power went out a few weeks back when I was in the shower.
Oh, that's not good.
I just gave in. I just said, you know what? I'm terrified of the dark. And I was like, well, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen here. So I just kept washing my nuts. And
That's a weird flex, man.
and the lights came back on. I was like,
How long did it stay out for?
a minute. It wasn't
Oh,
long.
okay. Okay.
Like the lights came on. I was like, that's what I thought, bitch. And then I rinsed off and got the fuck out the shower. Let me get the fuck out of here.
That would be when the power goes out and you're in the shower. I think I've had that happen way back when. Does the power go out a lot here?
No,
Okay.
it's only the second time ever.
Okay.
Like it's done it twice though in extreme like cold. So,
Oh yeah. That's understandable, I guess.
so fuck the cold. Fuck Michigan, except for when they're winning. Like otherwise.
Oh, one thing I almost forgot. Kate Blanchett, now that we know it was actually her as Hela, and Wenwu together, I thought were a great power couple. I was like, the two of them, that's a good. If they ship those two, that's kind of perfect. I was like, they kind of are made for each other.
That's the thing that I just get frustrated most about this series. Again, is that you have moments of like we're gonna like build stuff where it can be overarching, but then we're gonna do some stories where it's just a one shot. And it's frustrating because it's like you've got some characters that you do a one shot with that you could probably carry on to something else.
Yeah.
You got some stuff that's overarching that probably doesn't need to overarch. It's like you can leave some of this shit
And
alone.
so you force it, and it's like, that feels forced.
So
like the ending, when going up against Strange, I thought that felt a little forced. I did like to see the team up of the two female characters. I said that's a cool matchup, but against Strange, they've
already established him as kind of like the multiversal villain.
Yeah, the multiversal villain. But since he was already the villain, when he shows up at the end of this, I was like, he can't be a good guy. That doesn't make sense based on what they showed before. So it's like, how does she not realize he's the problem? They were like super pals. I was like, that's weird. That seems very forced. And the other thing that was forced about the battle is they kept on getting all the token items they needed automatically to face him. I was like, the writers are like sleeping on this one. This should have been more of a story that they had to build to, and it seems like they could have stretched this into a 1-part, 2-part that would have made more sense.
So season 1 they did that.
Yeah,
I figured they should have did that for season 2.
Yeah. So when this was that truncated at the very end, I was like, wait a minute, you're rushing the end here. Why would you just slow build through 8 former episodes to slow build to a rushed ending? It doesn't make sense. It's like, why don't you just do one more episode? Who cares?
I feel like this project though had been delayed and pushed back so much.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm wondering if just like
when was this originally supposed to come out? I don't remember.
Earlier 2023.
Oh, okay.
So it was like January or February last year.
Okay.
It just kept getting pushed back. And
Okay.
I don't think they ever made an announcement for like summer, but I think they definitely said, okay, fall of 2023. They said, okay, we're going to do it at
Or the Christmas release.
Last straw. We're going to do a Christmas. We're
Yeah.
going to drop all episodes every single day. We're going to test this
That
out.
was a cute way to drop it, but I was like, oh, wow, they really stretched this.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Overall, as a series, season 1 I enjoyed. Season 2 I did not. And they showed some teasers for season 3.
Did they already? Okay.
Yeah, there's an episode with like Winter Soldier and what's his name from Black Widow.
Oh yeah, they're driving.
Red
Yeah, that's
Guardian.
right. That's right.
There's another clip out there though too.
Is there? Yeah, I did see
it's
that.
another short
Red
clip.
Guardian. So that's going to be for a season 3.
So it looks like the clips that they've been showing are all from one episode. So it's not
Okay.
Like
So if they seemingly nixed the Doctor Strange multiversal threat. So what's going to be the overarching?
don't know.
Will they actually do separate episodes that don't have to be linked to one
They
another?
won't.
I know
They
won't, I
should,
know.
but they won't.
They should.
It's like do one or the other. Either overarch it in some way or
Yeah,
separate
where it's
them.
more like a television show that instead of individual stories, great.
Yeah, just I just want some consistency. That's all, Phil. I'm not asking for a whole lot. Just some consistency in our elected officials.
Or if you're going to do an overarching,
our
have like
cartoons, horror movies, just consistency.
they could do it like a detective episode where I think that would be better for an overarching where you're like searching for something
I'm not
the
mad at
entire
that
time.
idea. I agree.
I think that would work better, almost like a cop show serial.
A buddy cop.
Yeah,
show.
buddy cop serial. Yeah.
So I don't know, but either way, all in all, season 2 of What If
It was definitely the weaker season of the 2 seasons.
Yeah,
and I'm not a huge fan of the first one, but I think the first one
season
was stronger.
1 I would give a 7. Season 2 I would give a 5, and that 5 is super generous to be honest.
All right, season 1 for me was probably a 6, and this is probably a 5 or a 4.
Like, yeah, it's like my 5 is like you're barely over 5, dude.
Yeah.
Like you're like 4, 9, 8 to be honest. It's just I didn't feel like the first season. I
felt a little more invested.
Yeah, this second season there are episodes that were just there that I was like, why do I even care about this? Why do I care about Iron Man, crashing
going to
into
Ragnarok?
the
Yeah, that.
Why do I care about
throwaway.
Nebula in the Nova Corps?
Yeah, didn't care about that either.
Why do I care? Like the Peter Quill stuff.
Yeah,
that got me.
Looking back, that's definitely my favorite episode, the Peter Quill one. I was like that, and the second favorite was the Hello one.
Yeah, that one.
Like those because they felt like they should have been separate stories that had nothing to do with anything else.
The Kaori episode, I enjoyed.
That's my third favorite because I'll give them that one. I didn't care about it so much, but I'll give them credibility for it coming up with something completely original. That was cool. I was like, all right, I'll give you guys. Yeah, that was interesting.
The story, it was like
the story.
Okay,
it was
basic.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess it didn't need to be too complex because they're an introduction of a complete new concept and character.
Yeah, like the character itself is super cool.
That was cool. Yeah,
that's where I give it credit. And then after that, it's really like I don't think any other episodes I can give a fuck about. It's like if this is only on because we're talking about it in the background. Yeah. This shit's not getting watched again. Like Sophie, season 1, she will watch season 1 like.
Well, she loves the zombie episode.
She loves the zombie episode, but she'll still watch the other episodes.
Are they still doing a zombie show based on that?
I haven't heard anything.
Because remember, they did bring her back in this. At the very end, they brought her back. I was like, okay, of course, you're going to bring the zombie Scarlet Witch back. She was a fan favorite. They made a figure of her, so it makes sense.
I mean, I haven't heard anything. I honestly hope they don't. Because it's just some shit I don't want to watch. I don't feel like.
I think Marvel Zombies is too popular to not do it, but
I guess I don't know
because
I wasn't reading comics at that moment.
No, so. I didn't like the comic concept because it didn't make sense to me. But
no,
because there's like plenty of characters they turn into zombies that could never be zombies by the general rules of becoming zombies. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
I don't know if you noticed though, this comic book world, there's general rules that don't make sense anyway. Steroids don't make you survive in ice for 70 years. Like, I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. We haven't tried it. We haven't tested it. But I'm willing to bet if you put somebody on steroids and froze them in ice for 70 years, they're probably.
It's not just steroids.
Steroids. I know steroids when I see steroids. Like, that motherfucker's on steroids. Like, they could call it creatine all they want, but this motherfucker's on steroids. It's like, nah, it was just some Andro.
Andro, yeah,
steroids.
Steve Rogers was not raging enough to be on Andro. Andro fucks up your head.
It's like, well, I mean, like the good of him shined brighter than the rage. It was like, he wanted to beat the shot.
Now, if they give Andro to what's his name, John Walker, to become U.S. agent, that would make more sense.
And that was my point. You saw him. He got them steroids and just started fucking beating people with the shield. Like, Steve Rogers went back in time, saw Peggy, was like, look, man, fuck them kids. I'm going to stay back here with you. And then, since it was like the 1940s, he slapped her a few times and said, you're going to have 8 kids.
Damn, dude.
I know stories, dude. I read it. All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, yeah.
Oh, that's not as long as I thought it was. I thought we recorded for 4 hours. It's only 2.
Can you believe we milked 2 hours out of season 2 of What If? I mean, we talked about a lot of other shit too. We maybe talked about the subject matter for about a half hour.
Like, if we got a half hour of What If out of this.
Trivial Pursuit, you owe me a paycheck, man. This is probably your best ad you're going to get for this game.
Dude, the game looks fucking sick, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too.
I just don't want to open the cards. I want to open the cards, but at the same time, I don't.
Because you're going to get distracted for the next half hour.
Well, it's not even just that. I don't want to have any prior knowledge.
Right.
I want to be very clear that, like, this is a fresh pack. We are all seeing this for the first time.
Yeah.
I got to survive.
All right, we'll see how much knowledge your friends have.
I got to survive for 2 weeks, though. I got to make it 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, dude. If I had this in my house, I would be opening up cards for 2 weeks or so.
I'm probably going to open up one of those packs.
Open up the pack like a couple days ahead of time so you have some knowledge of the game.
There's 300 cards. I think we can get away with 150. Like, we'll be all right. But yeah, this is a fun game or a fun looking game. But it's the only Trivial Pursuit that's not the basic that I would ever buy. Okay. The other shit's like, I have that, like Friends. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, Friends is popular. Do they do a Marvel one? They probably do, don't they?
I have not seen one, but I would consider a Marvel one.
What about a DC one? No,
I'm not well versed in DC. I'm like, I just start.
If they did an X-Men one, I know you're buying that shit.
If there's an X-Men one,
I'm surprised they wouldn't do an X-Men Trivial. I'm surprised they wouldn't do an X-Men Trivial Pursuit and a Spider-Man specifically.
But
Trivial Pursuit.
I wonder though, like when it comes to, because this is just called horror.
Oh, that's general.
So they would have to do something like
superhero
comic book or superhero.
Okay, where they do Marvel, DC, and everything else. Yeah.
If we're a superhero, that's super broad because you got Image, you got Valiant.
But
they
ain't gonna have no Valiant questions in there.
You'd be surprised. I mean, some of these questions I'm looking, I'm like, yo, what?
The only non-Marvel, non-DC question they'll have in there is about Spawn.
No, I think you'd be surprised. I think they would like because when you
maybe a Turok Dinosaur Hunter because that was a famous video game.
Well, when you end up doing something where you have 1,800 questions though.
Yeah, you get deep dive sometimes.
Like Triple Pursuit traditionally has like a lot of questions.
Yeah, okay.
So they would deep dive.
They got to have a super Trivial Pursuit out there somewhere.
I'll look it up. Maybe we'll take it to us, Ghostus. Like,
no one's going to be playing that shit.
I know. Because there ain't going to be no Transformer shit going on. And they're like, there are no robots in this. Like, we're checking out. They're like, all right, go
Bobby will talk about it on camera for
like,
a little
Autobot
bit.
your ass somewhere else then, bitch. Like, go transform over there. Nah, that's not a direct joke at anyone who transitioned. In case you were thinking it. I actually have no static with her. I actually need to reach out. I do want to have them on the podcast.
Dante only has static with watching female-led movies.
I don't watch those shits. I'm gonna go upstairs and watch Mr. and Mrs. Smith though. The Childish.
Is that a show?
Yeah, the Childish Gambino and us.
How is it? Have you started it yet?
Yeah, we watched 3 episodes.
Donald Glover is fantastic. I don't know anything about her.
It's fine.
Okay.
Like you don't need to see it.
Oh, okay. That's disappointing.
I don't think it's bad. It's just one of those things. It's just like it's not necessary.
So he's just doing it for a paycheck, basically.
He's doing great, and so is she. They're both doing really well.
I've never seen him do action stuff before.
Like I enjoy their characters.
Is it believable seeing him do action shit?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's a good actor, but
it's enjoyable. But it's one of those things where I just feel like as I'm watching it, unfortunately, they dropped it all at once. So
did they? Is it Prime or somewhere else?
Prime.
Okay, they dropped it all at once. Wow.
It's one of those things where I can sit there and watch it and say maybe I don't need this anymore, or I could say you know what, maybe I want to continue. It's nothing where I feel like I have to continue. Like The Boys, I had to continue.
Well, The Boys, they know they got you because they're dropping that a little bit at a time.
Well, I mean, but even when they
that's their most popular.
Because when they dropped it initially, they dropped the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
and after episode 3, it was like I can't not watch any more of this.
Yeah.
But at no point, like during it, like with the episodes, did I feel like, okay, I think I don't need to see it next week. Like I was like, I want to come back.
Oh yeah,
whereas
The Boys is awesome.
If this were week to week, I would probably at episode where I'm at now at 3, I could easily say I think I'm good.
Okay, so they knew this is a weaker show then. Yeah.
So,
what'd you think of Gen V? Because they slow dropped that too.
I enjoyed it.
I thought Gen V was pretty good.
I waited to watch it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Because I wasn't really looking forward to it.
Okay.
But I enjoyed it a lot. I might go back and revisit it.
Yeah.
I
mean, I imagine they'll do a season 2. What?
We might have to do an episode, Phil.
Yeah. We didn't really do an episode to cover Boys or anything, but
so I had someone lined up to do the Boys episode, and she never I reached out to her. She's been on the podcast a couple times, and no, she's only on once. I think she asked me, was like, someone did a weight loss journey episode.
Okay.
And she was talking about, I was like, and she was telling me about her. I was like, sure, you want to come on the podcast and share your story? She was like, sure. So that's how we built, bridges here, Phil. I don't watch female-led movies, but I'll have female-led podcasts.
You get so much hate if anybody ever listens to this episode, of course.
No, they people listen. Like, like your episodes have been picking up, dude.
Hey man, I'm popular.
I don't know if it's you or they're just like, oh, they're talking about this, or if it's like it's Dante.
No, it's for some other reason because nobody's listening from my ass.
They're like, it's Dante and Phil. He's gonna say some shit to fuck with Phil, and make him uncomfortable. They're like, let's see what he says this time. I was like, I've been getting better, dude. I say less shitty things. Like the whole female-led thing was like kind of just spurred a moment. Sometimes I plan shit. Sometimes I have like little notes.
You little notes to try and get under Phil's skin.
It's like I'll see a note. Like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. It's like, yeah, do you consider Inspector Gadget the first trans character?
Well, trans is between two biological things. Inspector Gadget is like half human, half robot. He's more like a Terminator.
They're practically the same thing, right?
Now you're just saying shit.
That
That was too easy, Dante. I saw through the facade there. You're just saying shit to say shit to try and get me to freeze up.
we have to, because it's only going to get worse. Because as I'm thinking, like, oh
I
my
didn't
God.
realize you had a list of shit to just say to try and get under my skin.
No, but I do think about things like I'm recording with Phil's like I have to like try to remember things like the Batman thing. Like when I saw that article and I read all the comments, I was like, I'm gonna bring this up. And I'm gonna see how we can steer this into some fuckery. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. I wanted to get like really into the woods. I was like, let's bring it back.
No, you start dropping the pedo term. I was like, I'm out, dude. I don't need. I'm already a white guy. I don't need any problems.
When I saw that shit, I was like, oh my God, like, y'all need to chill, dude. He's just trying to fucking help. Like, yeah, it's Epstein Island 2.0. It was like, I mean, and then someone was like, oh, the libs can now have like, they can just go and like shop for him now at a
oh my
foster
God.
house. I was like,
my
Jesus
God.
Christ, you guys
Jeez.
are fucking monsters. It's
Damn, dude.
like the fact that they're even thinking this makes it seem like, it might be you, dude. Like, that's pretty descriptive.
I think the problem is the commenter, not the actual article.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. I think what he's doing is noble. Look, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
I was in foster care
if you got the means to do something like that,
and I was
awesome.
in an orphanage. I wasn't an orphan. Like, it
Well, you were in a group home, Dante.
was an orphanage.
Did
I was Oliver twisting that motherfucker.
you say, please, sir, can I have some more?
I did. Like, I wanted to see if that peanut allergy was going to kick in early. So I
Dante was asking for more Reese's.
was like, can I have some more peanut butter? I was like, no, go do your chores. I actually had a dude in there with Down syndrome. And I didn't understand at the time, but I remember seeing this dude. He was huge. He was like, because, you know, like he was probably a teenager, probably like 16 or 17 or something. And I remember seeing him and just thinking, because I knew what we were there for. I remember just thinking, I got really sad. I was like, nobody's going to fucking come get that guy.
Yeah.
That guy, he's a lifer.
Yeah.
And no one's going to come get him. And I always say, like, I say this, but, you know, I'm not doing anything to become a millionaire. But if I ever, like, get really wealthy, no, I'm not going to go and adopt.
You're going to get a Brad and Angelina thing and adopt a bunch of random kids?
No, because these motherfuckers be around my kid. I don't want them fucking with my kid. Like, oh, fuck them kids. I'll beat that kid's ass if they hurt my kid. But I would, like, try to do something where it's like, because you know they're those kids. I remember seeing, like, the teens especially, because they don't get put into homes.
No, they're already too old.
Yeah,
People
nobody
don't
wants them. Like once you hit 14, nobody gives a fuck. It's like that 14 through 17, and those were the kids that were running away because they knew they were stuck there for, you know,
until they become a physical adult and they can be let out on their own.
And, you know, I always thought about this, like, damn, dude, if I could, I'd try to figure something out to help these kids. Something. I don't know what. But, you know, and a lot of them were getting in trouble, but it was like they're teens. That's what they do.
Yeah.
It's the age. It's like you have to be a little bit more sympathetic and understanding to the shit. Like the people that I work with now, I try to think of that when the one dude, he acts out, and it's like I have to understand where his brain is.
Yeah. Even though he's an adult body, he's not there mentally.
He has impulse control issues. So, like, he can be super sweet to you, and he'll turn around and say something fucked up to you in the next breath. It's not
Dante, is that you?
I wish. Like, and it's not that he's being hateful. It's just he can't control it. It's, you know, and, you know, thinking about that with teens, it's like kind of similar. So, but for the most part, they do know a little bit better. But then there are times where they want to fucking egg it on and push it further. And see, like, they're trolls. Teenagers are trolls. And I'm willing to fight a troll. We'll wrap on that. All right. So, Phil, thank you for making the time and doing this, my friend.
It's fun.
We're supposed to be recording about older gods tonight, but, you know.
For So You Like Horror, go check that show out whenever it drops.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe.
Twice a month.
For making us redirect.
Hey, man, he had family thing going on, right?
Chinese New Year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's Chinese New Year.
Thanks, China. Maybe it's not China. Maybe it's like the stars or something. I don't know. They do like stars and shit, right? Like
I think it's supposed to be the Year of the Dragon this year.
Is it like Enter the Dragon, like Bruce Lee?
Yeah, I guess you could look at it like that. Yeah,
that's what I'm watching tonight. Now Sarah doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, because it's the Lunar New Year, so that's when Chinese New Year happens.
She's real annoyed.
She doesn't like martial arts movies or Bruce Lee.
I'm just gonna be making all that. She was like, you gotta go downstairs.
Dante's gonna sound like a Tekken fight.
She was like, you gotta go.
See, I'm trying to get some sleep here.
Like, all right, well, I got new action figures anyway, so fuck you.
Oh, you did get new stuff, huh?
Not really. Third Eye has like the
No.
previously owned like action figures, and there was a
Oh, they got. Oh, did you go to the? Have you seen the other store, the where they the buy sell shop yet? Okay.
not yet.
Have you been to the music part since they opened up the music video? Okay, I haven't been there yet. I haven't been there in ages.
I stopped by during work the other day and just picked. I saw they had Nuke from the Civil War set.
Oh, okay.
So I picked him up to
Yeah.
complete my Reaver set.
Okay.
That was all.
Cool.
Just pop the head off and
Okay, fair enough.
full Reavers down there on the shelf.
Oh, you got all the Reavers now. Look at that.
Yeah, look at me making moves.
Because you got the box set with Pretty Boy,
Pretty Boy,
right?
yeah. So I'm not a Reavers fan, but it's like, well, I've come this far.
Did
So I may as well.
you didn't get the Hellfire box set with Pierce, right?
No, but I've seen it somewhere recently at
Really?
a relative recent price. It's still pretty high, but it's one of those prices where I'm like, I'm not mad at it for the rarity of it.
Yeah.
I get it. And the X-Force set also at a relatively decent price. I've been considering it. I just can't.
Where's this at? A local shop?
eBay.
Oh, okay.
Somebody just straight buy it for
Okay.
X amount. I just can't draw myself to spend that money on 3 figures.
Understandable.
And
I was just thinking, since you already had all the Reavers, I couldn't remember if you already had Pierce.
No. The Hellfire Club, I've been, because it's still available, and I've been on the fence,
Yeah.
and I'm surprised it's still available.
Well, I mean, they're going to redo all those individually anyway.
Well, that's
eventually.
what I keep hearing, and it's like, well,
Well, I
I'm
haven't.
waiting.
Yeah, they'll wait. When was that? Was that 2 years ago they did that, or 1 year?
It was more than, it wasn't last year. It had to have been 2, possibly 3.
Okay, because they usually wait to do redo characters, but they do redo them.
I'm waiting.
Because I could see them redoing those as retro carded
I'm waiting.
with added an added effect, or maybe put them in 2-packs or something.
Or the paint is like a little different.
A little
where-
better. But like some of those characters deserved a little bit more attention as far as what you got in the Hellfire set. It was cool as a box set, but it was very basic. So some of those I think would deserve like some more attachments or accessories or something, especially Pierce, since he's supposed to be a robot dude.
I know if I went and bought that set on eBay, they would announce tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like washing your car before it rains.
So that's where I'm like kind of on the fence, because
Yeah.
it's like I want it, and the box is really fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the charm of that was you could display without ever opening it. It looks beautiful. It's awesome.
And that's
awesome
the
set.
other issue. Is like, do I keep it in the box?
Yeah.
Or do I put them out? And then where do I put the set?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But either way, Phil, again, thank you for doing this. And we'll get some So You Like Horror stuff done in April. We'll try Older Gods again. If Joe tells me there's another Chinese New Year, I'm like, look, motherfucker, just tell me you don't want to do the show. It's okay. Like, I won't be mad. Just say you don't want to do it. Trust me, I struggled with that movie a little bit myself. I was like, Okay.
We still got to do Sewer Gators at some point.
Yeah, we can do
'Cause
that.
we did Killer Kites.
I wanted to do a viewing party for it.
Oh, for Sewer Gators or for
A movie. I don't know.
Okay.
Phil suggested, why don't we just show up at Bobby's and use his theater and then record right after.
Yeah, just record right there.
And I was like,
I'm sure he would love it if we just took over his house.
I was
He's
like,
look, he'd be like, well, look, I have people here enough.
I was like, I'll message him and ask him. I was like, maybe you shouldn't message because you're his neighbor.
No. You have much more history with Bobby than I do. You should be you.
He's like, well, no. I was saying Joe should ask because
okay.
you're next door neighbors.
Yeah,
dude.
I was gonna say you have.
Just go over there and like,
You are way more likely to get a yes out of him than I would.
It's like most times I ask him to do something, I don't get a no, but I don't ask for stuff very often,
Yeah.
which is part of why I don't get no's.
Yeah.
So, but we'll work something. I was talking about possibly doing something in July in that realm anyway. So,
Okay.
but we'll figure it out. But either way, Phil, tell folks where they can find you.
At Nerd Rage Cast on X, or Twitter as it was formerly known as.
That's Twitter.
Yeah, it's Twitter. Sorry, Elon. It will always be Twitter.
That's the motherfuckers forcing it. Like, well, I was on X the other day, like X Hamster.
Yeah, That is what you automatically think of. I mean,
that's wild. Like you just telling people you watch porn.
People. I mean, everybody knows you do, but you just straight up telling you what site they use.
You gotta tell me. Like, I mean, I thought you were a Pornhub kind of gal. Like, but you tell me on XM? You wild. Like, they got some wild shit over there. Like, how do you know, bitch? Look at me. Like, I don't watch female-led movies unless it's porn.
What a great note to end the show on. Oh my god. Dude, that is the quote of the year. You need that shit on a shirt. Come on, that'll be the great Nerdcast shirt. Where Dante says, I don't watch female-led movies unless it's porn.
Okay. I gotta regain my
Come on, dude.
Compose yourself, Dante.
You can't come back after that.
Phil,
all right, Seacrest out.
Phil handles the Nerd Rage stuff. Go check it out on X.
Yeah, go check it on X, as Elon calls it. The rest of us still refer to it as Twitter.
Because we're normal humans. And as always, everybody listening, if you have any questions, concerns, criticisms, always feel free to reach out. You can find me at bjj.wiki on Instagram or Off the Mats Podcast, also on Instagram. You can email me too, offthemats2020@gmail.com. I do check that shit. I promise you. I've been checking a lot lately. I think I just set up an Uber account using that email because
You be driving people around?
No, I've been riding Ubers.
Oh, okay.
Like, just really for the content.
Just for the content. Dante's filming all his rides while he throws shit at the driver.
I just get in Ubers and like I just turn my phone on video and see if they say something. It's been mostly quiet.
Oh, okay.
Motherfuckers gonna be talking.
Yeah, like, oh, man, that guy's filming me again. It's that same dude. He's fucking weird.
I leave good tips though. So.
Do you sit in the front seat or the back seat?
Nah, well, now in the back seat. They don't fuck with that front seat shit. Like you open that front door and they look at you like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like,
what are you doing with that camera sitting in my front seat, son? Come on. What's wrong with you?
So yeah, I sit in the back now. But yeah, y'all can email me. I want to give a big shout out to our crew over there at Nerd Rage Radio, Bobby, Chris, Joe, Marilyn.
That's how we met
here. Mm-hmm. Ricky, Tiki, Raul. Who else is over there? There's a bunch of y'all.
Dude, Bobby is adding more and more people to the chat. I've lost track.
I don't count the chat.
The chat. Bobby complains about people talking in the chat and then adds like 20 more people to the chat. It's like, it's getting wild in there.
The chat, yeah. Whenever I get an alert from the chat.
I'll get an alert from the chat. And whenever it's Ricky, it's like, oh, it's just Ricky. But when something else is like, okay, what's going on? And it's usually Bobby adding somebody to the chat.
If I see an alert in the chat, I ignore it. If I see Bobby sent a message, it's usually saying, hey, we need someone on this episode. Mm-hmm. So I'll check that. I actually need to contact him and find out what they're doing the week of the 19th because I'm off the 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
So see if I can
get in there, man. It's History Month, right?
Yeah, you know.
You gotta. This could be you and Evan running the show.
I have a habit of showing up on my birthday, which happens to be in Black History Month. So it tends to work out. So I'll message him though. But yeah, either way, go ahead. Check those guys out at Nerd Rage Radio if you already aren't doing so. Also want to give another shout out to my other podcast. So you like horror? If you're into that kind of stuff, I know you are. Scary movies and shit like that. Go check it out. I don't know when this is coming out, but I know recently we dropped Nightmare on Elm Street. We got horror comedy coming up. We've got found footage coming up. We've got Twilight Zone, the movie, in the cursed films category.
13 Ghosts? No?
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming out, but it's in the can somewhere. I think I have to go back and edit it because I know.
We may even get something for Trivial Pursuit up when we crack that bad boy open.
Sarah and I actually kind of semi-argued on air, so I was like, I might got to clear that out.
Dante's going to edit? What?
I was definitely in the wrong.
Dante admits when he's wrong. What?
Like I said some shit where I was like, "Oh, okay,
that's a record scratch."
I bet you, that's me there. I bet you're wondering how we got here. But yeah, go check that podcast out. It's also, you can find me on Instagram. So you like horror, all the words separated by underscores. And last but not least, big shout out here to Maryland Phil again. Look at you getting all the shout outs.
Cool. Go follow me.
Yeah, go follow him on X. Go follow him on.
I'm on IG as Metallo Phil.
Yeah, like I'll have to write that out because I can never remember and I can never find you, even though I follow you. I like start.
You follow? I was like,
Yeah,
it's
I know.
Metallica, but instead of the
I know. Phil,
my
I'm
name.
fucking stupid half the time. So when I start typing shit, it doesn't make sense. And I got chubby thumbs, so I always hit extra letters, dude. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time. But yeah, go follow Phil. There'll be a link, I'm sure. Like, go check it out. And
I don't remember. Is it for IG? Is it at IG or .ig? I don't remember. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It's just
at.
Okay.
At, and then whatever the word is. I don't fucking know how it works, dude. I only get.
How does social media work? What?
I don't fucking know. Social media is so dumb anyway. But either way, thank you, folks. We do love you, and yeah, we'll probably do this Trivial Pursuit shit on us. So you like horror? We'll see. But we're here. You guys keep listening, and we'll definitely keep making shows. Thank you, everybody, and bye.
They were with it. Now let me sing a song.